All right. Oh my.
All right, Uru. I believe we're going live now for reals this time. So tell me what's happening? What is the plan, my friend?
Well, Uru has gathered his mishmash of individuals who decided they would join him, and he would like to go to the Hall of the Maker because he's looking for some sort of automaton body for Celia,
Okay,
as he's lost Chi and lost his teacher in order to learn how to smith. So,
sure. A couple of individuals that aren't really new to the camp that you've seen around, not exactly town guards people, not exactly active participants in the survey team effort, initially attempt to join, but it seems like there's I don't know, some kind of weird discussion that happens between this person and the dwarf lord, which kind of sets him aside. He looks like a competent fighter with a strange curved blade. You've seen him about. He wears a very strange mask, but unfortunately he's not available because of some sort of discussion with the dwarf lord. And then in addition to that, once you finally kind of assemble the group, you notice that Nunsa is kind of standing with Schlesh near the front of the camp. In the Aquan tongue, he says to you, Schlesh, he says, "You are the first to travel with them outside of the camp. Are you scared?"
For them.
Well, to make sure that you can understand them, as I know that they do not speak language, and you do not understand much, I give you this. And he hands you a crown.
I speak common, by the way.
You speak common? I thought we decided that you didn't speak common. Never mind. Reverse the thing I said. He says.
I was trying not to be obvious about it, but I understand common.
Okay. All right. Well, he hands you a crown. Hold on. Retcon what we just said. He hands you a crown. This will help you understand them.
Do I know extra common now?
No, it doesn't teach you anything. It's just a cool crown.
Schlesh wears fancy crown. Is it the tentacle crown?
It sits right there. Yeah, it sits right there. It's on the front. That's bad DMing right there. All right.
Yeah. I have it in my character sheet right there.
Oh my god, I'm the worst friend ever. I'm sorry. Man.
Aquan, undercommon, deep speech. Yes, I speak deep speech and common.
All right. Okay, so you would see Schlesh kind of parting with Nunsa, and he's agreed to accompany you, as he knows a bit about the lair, kind of. And Aramil.
Schlesh walks up to them. You're all gonna die. He starts playing his death whistle.
It sounds like a woman screaming coming out of the fish's face.
That's funny.
The other individuals that join you, another half-orc barbarian, who you would know as Dugat, not as green-skinned as Uru is, a bit more on the fairer side, and of course Farron will also join Uru.
And as he walks up, he has a really red cloak that is just billowing like crazy.
You stole my niche.
And now I earned it last night. Thank you very much.
Stole my niche. All right, cool. That's fine. Whatever. Copycat.
It was my item I got.
I'm not being serious. I'm being a jerk. But yeah, that's your group. Talk amongst yourselves.
Dugat, you look so cool. What is it? Has anything changed? I can't put my finger on it.
You see a town guard kind of just walking past you guys, and he kind of looks at you, and his cloak just starts billowing for no reason, and he's looking at Dugat like...
Well,
I got a cool cloak.
It's like a showdown. He's like... just
Dugat. It's been quite some time.
It has. Wow, I think you were in my first group. Yeah, it has been some time.
And I still hold the grudge.
Glad to see you're still alive.
Hopefully we can put that aside for today. I guess we'll see.
you're gonna notice that, like, from back in the day, he's way more feminine. Like, he is not like aggressive at all now.
Hey, wait. Farron does not. He takes exception to that statement because he's not all that aggressive, but he wouldn't consider himself feminine
Well,
either.
Yeah, you
No,
don't.
I'm saying comparative.
Comparatively, all right. You're just
That's-
using that as an example.
Right. Yeah.
Comparative to him before.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, not like ladyish or feminine or however you want to call it. Just he's very non-aggressive. He's very
Muted.
like not like a barbarian. All yes.
Well, I like it. You're more. It's like you're more in control of yourself.
I've just learned to focus on more important things. I have a better goal than just brutish things.
Hopefully, that includes not getting in the way of me and my treasure.
Oh man.
Again.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here for knowledge, sir. I'm not worried about treasure. I've come down a new path.
Well, we have an interesting group here.
Yep,
You
we're
know.
still all gonna die.
2 barbarian types, 2 ranger types, and me, a druid. So, but I think we can handle everything. We'll meet up. With,
Aramil, you would notice that your old bone razors from the treasury are in the sheaths at the Kuatoa side.
Huh. Where'd you find those?
Nunza gave them.
I think he fished them out of the camp.
Who the
Ditto.
fuck's Munza?
What was that?
Nunsa is a Koa Toa. Excuse me if I
Nunza
pronounced
is
that
the
wrong.
chief Kuotoa.
Yes.
Basically,
hell
he's trying
did
to
you
make
get the
us all. He's trying to make us all good, and so we could like escape from the control of the creeper and like be good people. I don't get it.
Those daggers will definitely make you good.
All right.
I'm gonna gut you like a fish.
Yeah, hopefully they serve you as well as they served me. It's good to see them go to good use.
No,
Seems
they'll
like-
probably serve them up sashimi style.
Wait, he's a fish? Is that?
Yeah, I'm
fish?
Kuotoa, which is basically a walking, talking fish.
Yeah, I don't think Aramil has actually come in contact with any of them yet.
Yeah.
They've been around the camp for a while now.
Still no.
Aramil's been in his damn cave just talking to Bunder.
No, I got my dragon,
You have a
Oh,
dragon.
right. Also.
and I've been getting with the drow.
Oh, Androxel, right.
All right. That's
Seems like
nice little edgelordy.
quite a few people are carrying on my previous tools.
Like the
Alright.
Orderosa bitch that's got my bow now, John Dupre.
Yeah, she left.
She left.
She took it out of town. Yeah, everybody keeps splitting lately. It's been a lot of strange stuff going on.
Better not leave town with those.
Speaking of
I guess
leaving,
sentimental battle.
gestures towards party leader.
Yeah, I know you guys really want to talk and everything, and you all seem to know each other and are very friendly. Do you mind if we have this discussion while we walk to the Hall of the Maker, or that place with all the automatons?
That place is death. No food there. Why go?
Well, actually, for some, it might actually mean life. Uru pulls out a small little diamond with his little drow elf girl inside. Like, everyone, this is Celia. She was once an automaton, once a drow elf, but now is a diamond. I think I could get a new body for her, and maybe she would still be able to do this dream thing she said she can do. So, that is kind of my goal. So this would mean sort of like a life for her outside of the diamond, if you know what I mean.
Is she the one that's
No.
in the pink diamond?
Don't understand.
Yeah,
I get
she
it,
lives in here. And he kind of holds it out to
Let's
them to look.
very closely. Don't see her.
She could have Dugat's body if he doesn't stay out of my way this time.
Ooh. Hey, wait. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Armel. We don't need to get into any.
You hear a whisper in your head, Uru. It's Celia, and she says, "We're still not walking."
I know. I'm gonna start going. If you guys won't follow me along the way, that's fine.
All right, we will follow you. And I guess that diamond is literally a girl's best friend, right?
Ditto.
Or
They were
our
doing maybe
house.
more-
That was a funny joke. But seriously, and I start walking.
All right, we will do that. We will walk along.
As you guys continue on, the Hall of the Maker is on the western side, and you would arrive at the channelway that leads to the hall within short order, not too long. It's only about a half hour's walk away from the cavern proper. Once you arrive at the channelway, you start to descend down into it. Uru, you've been down here before, and you remember there was a certain point when the sludge and slime of the sleepers' influence kind of stopped and made way to a salty, kind of arid air. It doesn't seem that boundary exists anymore. You continue walking down further on, and when it comes to that point where it crooks inwards and goes towards where the salt bridge was and everything just has a kind of sheen over it, and it's kind of hard to trudge through. You can see where the body of that tiefling was, and you don't remember any reports of it being moved, but it's currently gone. And you know that there is now 2 points of egress. One, you're not sure if it's ever been tried, but where the Guardian came from, the southern side, and then there is the point of entrance where you went with Talith and the others when you went towards the cistern. I believe Darna and Dugat were along with you in that adventure as well.
Don't forget Mel. Adventure to the Hollow Maker.
Yes, Mel did. Yeah, it was a traumatic
Did anyone ever
experience.
take Bart?
Huh?
Anyone ever take Bart?
No, Bart's just sitting there, man, in the treasury. Probably a
Someone
nerd.
really gotta use Bart. Bart's awesome.
Well, when you get back, if the Fishman wants
That
to...
doesn't use Bart. That'd be stupid. I don't get it.
So, it's too confusing. Trinket, no makes sense. Okay, so like I said, you would come to that point. You can go up in towards the cistern area, or you can try and head south towards wherever the Guardian came from.
I'm supposed to follow stupid humans. You pick.
Yeah, so I've been up in this other way towards the cistern, but no one's been this other way. If no one objects, I'd prefer to go the kind of landscape I know, but if there are votes to go south, I'm sure we find something. I think the big one came from that direction.
Yeah, I'd rather not meet that thing again. That thing was
Shlesh,
tough.
make me a nature check real quick.
1 second. Nature.
Okay. You're not sure, but like the ground seems weird, but you don't know why. It's really weird. Like you've walked around on normal ground for a while, and normal ground covered in slime, but there's something off about the ground you're currently standing in. You're not sure what though, because your nature roll second.
Would I? Well, never mind. Yeah.
Does the druid want to give a shot at it?
Are you going to mention it to him? Because you're the only one who's
No.
noticing.
I don't know. I don't know the stupid people. He's got a big nose and it's ugly.
He
That's
doesn't.
right.
He doesn't notice then.
Nope. All right, guys, let's keep moving, right? Let's go the way you know. You're the leader here. You got us all together.
All right.
By the way, and now noticing that something's off, Shlesh breaks off to the side. He like motions to the leader that he's breaking off the side and starts hugging the shadows, so he kind of like can't see him so well anymore, but he's there.
Every so often, you're like, "Where'd Shlesh go?" And you kind of look to the shadows and wait for a second, and you see two big eyes kind of like look over at you, and you're like, "Oh, there he is."
No, like unless you're using, if you only could see me using dark vision, you can't see me unless I allow you to.
That's
so
what
just pop in and out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You were allowing him to see you by
Oh,
looking
okay.
at him with your goofy eyes. Your fish
I like
eyes.
my goofy eyes.
I
You know
love
I
your
like-
fishy eyes. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm just saying, like, of course you're allowing him to. Anywho, so we're going up and into towards the cistern, or are we going down and south towards where the Guardian came from?
Into the cistern, please.
Okay. When you enter in, you recall that there was a small area. To the right, there was kind of a small little passageway. To the left, there was like a weird series of books and desks and areas. The ground here is kind of covered with a very light layer of water, but it doesn't appear to be like slime. It's just water. The automaton bodies that were laying in the area here are sitting there, and a couple of pieces, the lighter pieces that are not metal, are kind of floating about on the water a little bit. But you pass through into the northern halls, and this is the area where there were two kind of side caverns that went to the treasure chest. Do you remember that area?
Yes, I do.
When you get into that area, you see that set against one of the pillars is a very large, just mechanical-looking form with this strange body kind of set inside of it and fallen out of it. You've seen the dwarvish automatic armor that they brought back, basically the armor you could stand in and it would Iron Man up. It looks like a suit of that, but the creature that's laying in it and kind of out of it isn't like anything you've ever seen before. Its head, its body, it's very streamlined and fish-like. It's kind of a darkish blue color, and it has 9 eyes in its face, but it appears to be dead, whatever it is. It looks like it has 4 arms. 2 of them are large with spine-like appendages on them, and the other 2 arms are hands. They seem to be connected at the elbow, though, so it has 4 hands, effectively, 4 appendages, but it's split off of 1 upper arm. And it looks like it has tentacles for legs. About 5 of them.
Holy
Awesome.
crap.
I'm gonna walk over to it and give it a poke with my sword just a little bit, make sure it's dead.
It bleeds. It seems to be bleeding kind of a weird purplish colored liquid that looks a lot like the sludge and slime that seems to exist all over and persist all over Dighgrum. Does anybody want to do any other investigating of this creature or of the armor?
Could I do a medicine check to see if it, or check to see how it died?
No.
Nope.
This creature is absolutely foreign to you.
Right.
You'd have to kind of identify what it is first to be
How
able
do you
to.
identify what it is?
This is
Yeah,
it's an aberration, so
I would ask Slash.
it would require Arcana.
Arcana.
But I'm good with aberrations. That's
Okay.
what I'm actually
All-
an enemy.
I'll allow you to make a intelligence check with double your proficiency bonus added to it.
But I'm not okay. I don't have
No,
intelligence.
I know. Just an intelligence check, and we'll add 6 because you're proficient.
Ooh, nice
So
one.
21.
Hey, Slash, you wanna look at this, please?
You've been
Why?
dealing with the sleeper for a while, and Nunsa has as well. You know that in the darker recesses of the waters of Dighgrum, the sleeper has an army of creatures that are called or known to Nunsa as the Schism. And basically, the Schism were all one creature at one point and broke into a bunch of creatures when the sleeper commanded it. When they're within close proximity to one another, they grant each other specific aspects from one another.
They're
So
slivers.
they are slivers.
So this thing looks like the sleeper, though?
It kind of has sliver-like aspects in that it has 9 red eyes, it has the dark blue skin, but it looks like it's more of like a man kind of creature. This one doesn't appear to have any strange, additions to it. It looks like
Other
a
than the fact it's
generic.
got 4 hands and tentacles for legs.
Right. It definitely looks
And
like an
9
aberration.
eyes.
It doesn't look like your regular
Other than the
run-of-the-mill
fact that it's
mouse.
completely weird as shit, it's not weird as shit.
For a weird as shit thing, it's not weird as shit, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you for that description.
All right. Anybody else want to check anything else?
Does the armor appear damaged at all?
It appears completely wrecked. It looks like something very heavy and very hard bludgeoned it to break it open and cause whatever was in it to fall out, which would be
Stand in here.
that creature.
Alright, let's all be careful. Something would have to hit pretty hard to wreck armor such as this.
It's probably standing.
Can I do some sort of check to see if there's any sort of tracks that would have led to such a big monstrosity?
As I mentioned, there's kind of like a light layer of water across the way.
Right.
I really wouldn't allow you to do it, but the other 2, the rangers, specifically specifically Slash, I would allow to make a survival check to track.
All right, 1 second.
It's not against aberrations though, so don't gain double or advantage or however that works. You don't care. You're still kind of looking at the schism like.
You
Uh,
start making a camp.
you start making a camp. Aramil, do you want to give it a go?
I'm not even trained in survival.
All right. All right. You're not. You're an urban ranger.
I have survival. Well, I have a +2 in survival.
It was mainly the rangers.
I'm trained in survival.
It was again mainly the rangers.
Sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
No problem. I'll go ahead and let Farron actually give it a try. Go ahead and make a survival check because I just thought of something that might be.
We will try. Well,
Yeah.
That's better.
So you actually realize that there's imprints in the stone, and as you're looking over the broken body of the automaton, the only thing that could do this would be a giant kin, some form of giant creature. It doesn't look like it was dealt damage by the cold, unliving steel of like a construct. It looks like it was ripped and rended by like hands. And then the stone crushing, it doesn't look like a formal pattern like these constructs seem to walk, as you've seen, Salea's old body, Typhon when he's been around the camp. These automatons kind of move with a beep, boop, boop, beep, boop kind of motion.
Right.
Whatever was walking like this kind of had like a swagger to it.
So what I would explain all that to everybody, and I would say, I've seen this type of handiwork before from giants. We have to beware. We don't want to get, we don't want to run into any of those guys.
And again, with the roll that you made,
Why not? They have lots of food to eat.
taking into account that you would have had advantage for it, the only thing that you can think of that would be this dark into the deeps of the caves would either be a fire giant, not likely considering the environs, and a troll.
Oh, it could be a troll.
Trolls are great for food. You cut off pieces and they keep on.
They keep on growing
Keep
back.
giving you pieces.
It's
And-
infinite food.
They grow inside your stomach, so you're filling up faster.
Exactly.
I thought the
All that
giants here were
food.
friendly.
I'm the only friendly giant around here. No, I mean, as far as the ones I've met. Well, actually, weren't you in the adventure that ran into the? I know you're Uru.
Cloud
was,
giant.
The adventure that ran into the Eonis was dead, and that dang demon, Saint Nicholas, had killed him or something, right?
Yeah, that's the only giant I've met in here.
Yeah, that guy. He was nice. You're right, but he was a cloud giant. So,
So you guys are going to move past this and continue towards the cistern, correct?
and watch for trolls. Right, guys.
Anything in particular about your movements towards that area?
Maybe we should go
I'm
like
gonna-
quietly.
Like I said, I separated myself from the group. I am walking on the side. I can walk stealthily the same speed as everyone else. Because Ranger, what's up? Yeah, and I'm in darkness.
Hey, Aramel, do you have?
But you're not moving ahead, right?
No, but I could see 150 feet in the darkness.
There's
I
a
don't
lot
have to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of corners and whatnot. But yeah,
Aramel,
I
do you
get
have
what you're
pass
saying.
without trace?
I do.
You do. You want
Or I
to
guess
cast it? You
Aramel.
cast it on everybody, right?
Nope.
Okay, I guess Aramel did.
No, I don't have it.
No, you don't have it ready. All right. Well, actually, I just thought of something. I have to have light, so they're going to see me coming anyways. For some reason, I can't see in the dark.
But you could just put your hand on one of the dark seers and just follow their footsteps in the darkness.
That's true. I could do that. I could hold one of their hands or something. Maybe.
If you want.
Uru,
Maybe Aramil, but definitely not Dugat. I mean, I like Dugat, but who knows? He may chop me with an axe, and I wouldn't see it because it'd be totally dark. Nothing against
Again.
Dugat.
Yeah, you can't trust him.
Yeah. I have to wait to see what he's like, what his behavior is like.
Okay, so you would come to the door where it opens into the cistern. It looks like the door is actually kind of broken in a bit, and it looks like something has moved through this 5-foot door and kind of pushed the steel of the door like aside, like pushing
Into
it
the cistern
open.
or out of the cistern?
That looks like they ripped themselves into the cistern.
All right, my shield and sword are now equipped, and I will be the first one to go in as Uru, telling everyone to be quiet.
Sound like you said themselves.
As
by
you
the
look
way.
back and say, "Be quiet," and start stepping through, you can hear this strange sound on the other side.
What language is that?
Giant.
I know that language.
Farron, you hear from the other side of the door. Hey, who is there? Who is coming here?
I would kind of try to grab whoever was going in, was it Aramil that was going in?
That was Uru.
Oh, Uru, I would try to like put my hand on your shoulder to get you to stop, so you don't make any noise, and then I would whisper in your ear like the giant is asking who goes there.
You should tell him that we're cool guys, and maybe he won't be mad at us.
All right, I could try that. I like doing that. So then what I would do is this is going to get me killed. I would step forward and I would say, it is I, Farengothel, and I come in peace.
Who are you that speaks our tongue?
I am a giant kin. I am what is known as a furbolg, but there are not too many of them down in this area.
Furbolg, not giant. Furbolg, elf. Get out of here, sissy elf.
I would look back at Uru and say, this is not going well. He's calling me a sissy elf.
Wait.
Is there light coming out of the cistern?
There's
Or
no
is it
light.
dark?
Dark, completely black. But
Okay.
you would hear from the opposite side, too. It sounds like there's two of them, by the way, Farron. The other one says, elf tastes good. Tell them come in, we'll eat.
They want to eat us, I would whisper to Uru. Maybe we should just go in there and dispatch these guys. They're obviously not very kind.
By the way, I'm starting my daughter on D&D very early.
Smart.
That's a good idea.
I would maybe tell them that we have brought numbers. Don't tell them the exact numbers, but we're not looking for a fight. That if they stand down, that we will not have to deal with them.
Okay.
Pause. Quick question. No, my daughter does not want to play D&D. She barely speaks.
It'll be awesome though. John will have trouble killing her. He'll feel bad.
No, I probably wouldn't. I'm a terrible person.
You did not kill Bart, so I have hope for you.
Well, thank you. Okay, someone sees the good in me.
You got him fooled.
No, it's not good. It's weakness.
Okay, fair.
Is there light on our side, or are we walking in the darkness?
Completely black.
Okay, so Schlesh... It's empty. Schlesh jumps into the room.
Okay.
And so, like, since I don't think they could see me, I look around.
In dark.
Okay.
No, I'm a Gloomstalker. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So we just
Yeah,
slip to the cistern. You see where you're placed. Just imagine that you're outside of the door, not in it like you currently are. There's a door behind you that you're
1 second. I'm
entering.
putting
I
myself.
hate this place.
Where is it? Come on.
And Uru, do you remember the trick of the cistern? For real?
Yes, the two valves. You got to turn those. There's 4 of them, and that allows you then to actuate the 2 levers on either side.
I should.
I think we left it set up so that we should just be able to turn this thing so it goes wherever we want.
Uru, if you look in there and start paying attention, you'll notice that it looks like the central portion has been twisted, and it looks like a portion of the bridge closest to the far end has been bent down, like someone was trying to climb up it and pulled it down with their weight.
God damn it. Can I attempt to turn the valve, the little turner here, and see what happens?
Yeah. So hold on. Schlesh, you're moving out to that position.
Yep.
And again, do you have the ability for Gloomstalker, specifically the wording on it, so I can just see it?
Okay. The actual wording on my... where is it?
So, hey, Uru, I haven't actually gone out there and said anything to the giants about there being a lot of us. Do you want me to?
Not that.
Has anyone seen Flesh? Did he go in there?
He just disappeared again. He seems to be doing that often. But that may mean that he's not seen by anybody.
Let's just...
Okay. 1 second. John basically put, if the only reason you'd be able to see me is dark vision, then I'm invisible to you.
Okay.
That's basically the thing. I step out here. Do I see them reacting to me?
No, I mean, they don't if you're invisible.
I just wanted to make sure because Schlesh has been surprised before and he doesn't want to do it again. It hurts.
Okay. Yeah, you step out there. You're kind of like keeping yourself down and not, able to be swatted at if they do see you for some reason. But they don't seem to react to you at all. They're still kind of just sitting there. And then Uru, you said you walked out to the valve and are going to turn it.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to turn it.
Okay. You start hearing like the sounds of water flowing near you, Slush, and you kind of look over to the pipes on your left side that are kind of along the wall. You see them?
Hmm.
And you hear them start to move. Then you start to see these kind of spurts of water shooting and jutting out of the sides of the pipes. It looks like there were claw marks on the pipes, like someone was like grabbing them. But even still, the central portion of the mechanism, this weird double bridge set, starts to move. And bear with me here while I try and get it to spin the way I want it to. Like so. Eventually, the bridge comes around and kind of just stops, like right about where you were standing on that ledge. The two trolls are kind of like now down in kind of a pouncing stance. It looks like they're ready to jump up towards that platform. You being a hunter kind of type, a stalker rather, you know that they're prepared to jump up that way if anything comes out onto the balcony.
Okay. Can I swim to like
Oh,
over here?
real quick. The balcony that you're on to start with.
I'm not. I jumped in the water right away.
Oh,
I'm a fish.
make a stealth check. It doesn't say anything about sound. Okay, we'll say you have advantage because they can't see you. You do make a splish and they kind of look over in that direction, but you very quickly kind of move to where you want to go. You can go ahead and move in the water if you'd like. You swim through and past them to the other side. Okay, so the balconies are about, at this point, 10 feet over the water. So it's kind of a jump or a hop and a skip to try and get up to them. But they look like they're ready to pounce your friends.
All right. They're
I mean,
focused on them. They're not focused on me. Go for it.
friends. Let's go. Lots of air quotes on that.
By the way, remember how like you mistyped the thing for Melech?
Huh?
Remember how like Melech the scene you wrote for Melech running away, and he wanted his friends to die instead of he didn't want his friends
Oh,
to die.
right. This is now
I'm
that
playing
character.
that guy now.
The fake thing that I made up is totally now the new character. Got it.
Damn you, John!
I've turned him evil.
You've turned him evil.
It's not evil. I just don't care about you. You're irrelevant. You're not one of the tribe.
I just remembered something. I totally forgot about it before I started. Real quick, I have a favor to ask of all of you guys. It's a really, really simple favor, and I hope that you'll go with it. If you would open up a second browser window, okay, www.twitch.tv/thismindofmine, and just set it so that it's watching, but mute it so you don't have to pay attention to it. If I have an average of 3 viewers per month, then I get cool stuff for Twitch. So just do that for me, please.
Aha.
I know Matt's gonna lot of you, but if everybody who plays does it, that's an average of 3 players each time. So.
I can't hear what you're saying.
You can't hear what I'm saying.
No, not you. Who? Bakaros.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I don't know then.
It's probably why. Anywho, the rest of you, Uru, it seems that it works. I mean, you're pretty sure.
Oh
it'll
wait,
work
my
fine.
daughter's now being recorded. Oh crap.
Well, yeah. I mean, I told you we were going live.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta not show her on TV anymore.
Fair enough. I mean,
Okay, but it's up and it's running.
nobody watches my stuff anyway, so I think it'll be okay. Anywho, it's moved, and then you guys in the back, Uru turned to thing. What the rest of you guys doing?
I guess I'm just going to wait till I see what happens. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? When he's up there turning, I'm going to say, "It is I, Farron, and I wanted to warn you that I have come with many others, and you may want to just stand down and let us pass."
Also, tell them we're not that tasty.
Do you serve the sleeper?
No.
Then you have none. You are a lie.
We serve ourselves.
No many exist in this place that are not serving the sleeper. Eggnog serve the sleeper. And Borat serve the sleeper as well. Farron no serve sleeper. Farron die.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess it's not working, guys.
Okay, can we just roll initiative? Slush wants them dead, and he wants to take their bodies to be eaten.
Slush wants them to die. Nobody else wants to fight. Can you guys hurry up and fight them so I can fight them? Yeah.
Basically, but
Because Slush isn't going to start the fight. It's like,
no, Slush is going to start. Slush will start right now.
okay.
Where's the closest link, John?
Get it.
Oh, wait, I know how I can get there. Never mind.
John, I'm waiting for you to roll it to start the initiative so I could roll.
Well, you don't need the table out to roll it, but there it is.
You just need to roll an attack roll so you can get it started.
Yeah, because you kind of have a surprise round, I assume.
Yeah. Fuck. Pardon my language.
Yeah, watch your fucking mouth.
All right, sorry. I was trying to do too many things at once.
No excuses.
Oh, here it is. Darn it. There we go. 15.02.
He did say you get an attack with a surprise round if you do it.
Oh, by the way, I forgot we had Pass Without a Trace on.
No, we don't. I don't actually have it yet.
Oh, then I'm sorry. I would have cast it on the party then, so I'm going to take one of my number 2 spell slots down.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we have Pass Without a Trace on, so I rolled a 30. I don't see shit. Okay, as soon as you knock on the door, I'll step out.
Okay. So real quick, on Stalker, you are also adept at evading creatures. While in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness. Okay. That is insanely strong.
Yeah, my last character was a bookish nerd that didn't like fighting so much. This guy's gonna kick butt.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes a little bit of light though.
Your dark vision
Yeah.
should actually do bigger than I have it set at.
Yeah, my dark vision's insane. I have 150-foot dark vision. It's kind of scary. For shits and giggles, I was kind of thinking I should get the goggles of the night to get it to 210 feet, just because. But I like my loincloth better.
How does that even work? Anywho, okay, so you made an attack, because again, you're surprise round. Nobody else is acting during the surprise round.
Okay, this guy right here.
Mhm.
First thing I do, Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Somatic components for Hunter's Mark, correct?
I think no, just verbal.
Okay, that's what I was actually trying to say, but my brain didn't work. Okay, so you say some magic words, and then you cast a
I'm
spell.
gonna shoot this guy with my special action for being a Gloomstalker. My special attack.
Dread Ambusher.
Dread Ambusher, extra attack. So I get a 22 plus 8 plus 3. 17, 20 damage.
Okay.
Then I do my second attack. 22 plus Hunter's Mark. 14 damage. And ooh.
How are you getting a third attack?
I guess I'm doing it right through his eye.
No, how are you getting a third attack?
Oh, because I'm a Gloomstalker. If I take an attack action my first turn, I get an extra attack.
Okay. Quick question. Okay. I guess they don't have notes as to how these convert into new. Yeah, those are really broken with the Unearthed Arcana Ranger. 3 attacks at 5th level. That's nuts. Okay.
Only for the first round of.
No, I know. Even still, that could end a fight pretty quick, especially since the damage bonus. And the D8 extra damage is only on the
first attack.
the extra attack. Yeah.
You take an attack action on that turn, you can make one additional weapon attack as part of that
If
action.
that attack hits, yeah. So it's the extra attack. Yep.
And I only rolled it for the first attack.
Cool. That's
Okay,
fine.
so my third attack crits.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to do Hunter's Mark twice. 27 damage.
Good hit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And because I can move an extra 10 feet for my first turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
you can't
That's only
move
30.
through that space. There's
Why
no
not?
there's no underneath that barrel in the center. It goes all the way to the floor. It's a donut shaped
Okay.
swimming pool.
Okay, 1. I can't climb on top of it.
It's 10 feet high and it's pretty slick. So I don't know if you have a climb
Okay.
speed.
Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
That's 35 feet, and I end my turn there.
All right.
And how bad is this guy looking?
Pretty bad.
All right, I'm done.
Well, that was a surprise round.
Mm-hmm. So it's my turn again.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Get it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm very scary. This guy again.
Yeah,
Actually,
definitely not exactly my favorite thing ever right now with the class. That's really aggravating.
yeah. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take out my bone spurs. I'm gonna hit him several times.
Uh-huh.
1, 7 damage.
Oh,
Buzz Hunter's Mark, 12.
He's down.
He's down.
Wow, nice.
2, 3, 4. Then I get to 3 more attacks. Actually, no. I transfer the Hunter's Mark to him. No,
How are you getting
I don't
three more attacks?
I don't transfer the Hunter's Mark. It's still on the first guy. I do my second attack.
How are you getting 3 more attacks?
Because this bone spurs I could do with my bonus action
It
attack
may-
as many attacks as I have in my main action.
Right, and you're only taking 2 attacks with your main action. You hit twice already.
Yeah, and I'm going to take 2 more attacks with my bonus action. But since I have dueling 2-weapon fighting, I still get the same. I get the same the bonus to damage as I do with my regular attack.
So no. The total number of attacks that you'll make when 2-weapon fighting. With your primary weapon, you're
4.
making 2, and then with your bonus attack, you're making 2. So that's it.
Yes.
4. You've already
That's
hit twice.
4.
You've attacked twice, right?
No.
I said he died on the second attack, not the first one.
Oh, sorry. Then I get 2 more. Sorry, my mistake.
Okay. I was like, okay,
1,
bad math.
2.
I'm already annoyed at this nonsense.
If you. So the second guy has 15 damage to him,
Okay.
and then I back out a bit, and I end my turn.
I'm going to take an opportunity attack against you.
I'm invisible. You can only
Yeah,
make
it's fine.
opportunity
I
attacks
can
against
still
me
make an
if
attack
you-
against an invisible target. I mean, that's...
You can.
I have a
I'm
penalty.
not telling you as a DM, but the rules as written, you can only take opportunity attacks against creatures you can see. If you still want to attack, you're the DM. You can make such decisions, but I'm just telling you the rules
Yes.
as they exist.
Okay, I'll look it up later, and I'll just not take the attack at current. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. But that's fine. I'm taking the damage.
Was he throwing those?
Nope, I was just attacking with a dagger.
Aren't they up in platforms?
No, they're down on the ground in the
Oh,
water. Yep.
nice.
All right. Farron, you're up.
all right. Well, I'm going to cast Produce Flame because right now I can't see shit. So I'm going to have to light this place up.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Uh,
I can't even tell what you're doing. I just hear all these squishy sounds and stuff like, hitting things.
by the way, John, page 195 of the PHB.
On my way.
You can make opportunity attacks when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach.
Okay.
Page 195 of the PHB.
Yep, I'm on it.
There it
I can see it. That's fine. Munchkin and Rule Slayer. Oh, I hate it. All right. Note to self: kill the fish.
I think I know how this is gonna go the rest of the night.
I'm literally gonna murder that fucking fish. Like it's a goddamn dead fish. Farron lights a produce flame in his hand. There's now light, and there's now a seen
All right.
fish. It's a dead fucking fish.
I can see something in the water over there.
There's two things. There's a downed troll, kind of just laying in the water. It's not really floating, and there's another troll off to the side.
Oh, quick question. Can I yell out that I need to burn the body?
How would you know that?
I have nature, and I
Didn't take an action to roll to figure out what it is. I mean, didn't ever ask
you told.
what's a troll like when we were walking up.
All right.
Just you
all
as a
right.
player know that a
Right.
troll's on fire. If you read the rules, go fuck yourself.
All right.
Go,
I'm ready to
Farron!
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually going to. I'm not gonna move very far because I don't know what the hell's going on. Now I can actually see the trolls. Before I couldn't
Yep.
because of my positioning, and I'm gonna be like, this is a shit show. So I'm just gonna wait for everybody else to go because I already used my action to cast produce flame,
You can actually throw the flame as a part of that action
which is actually then I will be in total darkness again. Actually, I
Fine.
guess I'll do that.
until the next time.
Care. Yeah, I'll just cast
Yeah.
it next time. You know, I'm like, I was born in darkness. All right, so I'm casting at the one that already fell. Could I tell if they're trolls? Like, do I have to do a check or something?
Since you're asking beforehand and on your turn, yeah, make a nature check.
Okay, we'll try this, guys. I'm not making any promises.
Oh,
It's not.
dear God.
You know that
It's not
trolls are
mine.
giants, and giants typically don't have weaknesses because they're big and massive. You don't have any
Yeah.
weaknesses. You don't
Giants
think
don't have.
you think you're
weaknesses. What
invincible.
the
You've
hell?
never died.
I'll throw it at the one that's perfectly alive then.
Okay.
Because I'll pretend like I don't know that.
Burn their bodies.
All right. Okay.
Only way to be sure.
Aramil, yes, because he's fought
Did-
trolls
Aramil's
before.
fought trolls before. Yeah.
Does he? Would he say that before I throw it? Because then I might
No.
change.
I don't
my
know
mind.
any of them are dead at this point, so.
All right. I would just throw it at the one that was alive.
All
Ooh,
right.
that's a good throw.
11 damage
Holy shit.
and a burn. Okay. That's it, right?
Yep.
You
You're
got.
burnt. I can't hear you if you're talking.
What are you doing, Chody? You're just rolling attack rolls. I don't know.
I'm just moving up and hitting him.
He's
They're in the
down
water.
10 feet from you.
Oh,
Okay, one
isn't
more.
he really tall?
One more time. So 10 feet down is about 20 feet of water, which they are swimming in. Okay, they are in, just kind of basking about because trolls like water. And you are rushing in and swinging down at something that's 10 feet below you. The fish is swimming around, murdering them like
Okay, well,
like a goddamn piranha. Freaking piranha in the water. There's blood in the water. It's a shit show.
He's a murder hobo.
But you look around and you're like, there's a troll about 10 feet. You can jump down at it, but I don't know if you like swimming.
I don't think my guy would right now. I'm gonna move over to the other side to get out
Okay.
of everybody's way.
Cool.
So that's my action.
Just swinging your great axe for fun as you're kind of passing by. Cool.
Yeah, that's what it was.
All right. That troll gets up. The other troll does not heal. And your bone razors are actually slashing weapons. It's 8 and 7. The first attack would have done 12. You never did 15. Okay. Yeah, that other one gets back up. It's kind of looking around. It doesn't see anything because it's pitch black when it comes to the water portion. But it kind of very quickly gets down into the water, crouching, and then sprawls itself out of the water like a damn dolphin. This one does as well. It hits onto
Guys,
this
hold
ledge.
on 1 second, guys.
Sure.
I'm gonna step away for a second. Oh,
Hey, how did Dugat get way down there?
He ran.
Oh, he ran over there. All right. Just
I
wondering.
run.
It's going to spring up there, and then it's going to spring to here. It knows where Farron is because Farron kind of shot him with fire. It's now standing on the bridge, and it's just going to whack him.
I hate getting whacked by trolls. That's the worst. I think you're looking for this fish that's down there.
It bites at you. kind of snaps into your shoulder for
Ouch.
5, and then it'll slash at you with its 2 claws. Miss
That
and
misses.
miss.
All right, so I took 5.
It actually kind of causes it to lean forward and hit the side of its head against the wall. It doesn't seem to damage it or anything. It just kind of sets it off kilter. It's kind of standing loosely on the bridge. Okay.
So does it go back in the water then?
No, it's still standing on the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
And okay, it's going to move to right about there-ish on the bridge. It's going to reach in after Dugod.
Good. Let me move this out of here.
Chody, go ahead and make me an athletics check. Okay, so you're setting the target number, and I'm attacking it. I'll go ahead and grab you. He kind of pulls you in close to him. He's got you. And he's holding you. Kind of pulling you up towards his mouth.
No!
Air him up.
Did you say this one that's right in front of us is up on the bridge now?
It's up on the bridge, yep, and the fish is underneath the bridge.
Okay. And he's already been wounded, right?
That one has been shot by a firebolt, yeah. The other one, or produced flame rather, the other one has been cut open, shot to death, and is still walking.
Okay.
I really can't explain the amount of violence that was exhibited upon that troll, but it's still it's still walking around. It's the kind of violence I'm going to show to that damn fish, is what it is. I see you.
How tall is the entryway here?
10 feet.
All right, so I'm within his reach if I were to like climb on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will. I'll Hunter's Mark on the one in front of us.
Yep.
And then I'll launch an arrow at that one. He looks extremely wounded, right?
Blue dot is Flesh's mark, and green dot is Aramil's mark.
We can find you.
Nice.
Wow! Holy crap!
Okay.
Shit.
I'm going to go ahead and say, because there's a troll in the way, it's going to be at disadvantage, but it doesn't change much. You shoot it, it's holding Dugat, it gets hit in the back and kind of... Dugat, make a dexterity saving throw. You manage to stay on the bridge as it falls into the water.
And then second arrow at the one in front of us.
Okay. You kind of hit, kind of tuck back up and shoot instead of between its legs at its chest and hit it. Yeah, you damage it. Okay.
And that'd be it.
Uru.
Uru's going to run up and he's going to use his shield bash to try and knock this guy over.
Okay. That square is currently occupied by Farron, even though he looks like he's off to the side. So if you don't knock him over, then you're going to have to back away from it. Just a heads up. Because you can't share the same square. Alright.
And the Aramil does yell to burn the body after eating.
Could I just try to shove him forward then, and if that fails, I'll move back?
Well, if you knock him prone, he's falling off the bridge. If you knock him back, he's falling off the bridge. Basically,
Okay.
I said with his positioning when he tried to smash on Farron, he's precariously perched, so no matter what happens to him, he's going off if he gets hit.
All right. So I will rage first, and then I'm going to attempt to knock him off the bridge.
Athletics check me, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll probably work. Okay, he starts falling off. So bull rushing, or shoving rather, is an attack action. You have a second attack as a barbarian. If you want to take a shot at him as he's falling off the bridge, I'll allow that.
Absolutely.
Oh, and do me a favor, roll me Just roll me a D. Actually, high or low. Which would you prefer?
Hi?
All right. So if it goes high, it doesn't land on the fish. If it goes low, it does.
I can't dodge.
Oh, you're gonna get a dexterity saving
It
throw, but
landed on the fish.
it's not going that direction. No, I said if it rolls high, he goes the other direction. So he falls.
Oh.
Schlesh, he falls on the other side of the bridge from you. And your attack will hit because it was prone. You take a nice chunk out of his shoulder. 11 damage isn't enough. It's just not enough. All right. Actually, no. It's a crit because it was prone. So, yeah. Roll a D. What's the dice?
2d6.
It sure is. No, it's a D20. Roll a D20.
It doesn't say right there when you
No.
roll a 20.
I'm not talking about vicious. I'm talking about something else. Roll a D20. 15. You cut its arm off as it starts to fall. The arm lands onto the bridge. The body falls into the water.
What's
Holy
going on?
moly.
I can't see anything.
I just cut his arm off. That was pretty cool.
Oh man, I missed it.
Okay. That's Schlesh.
Okay, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do dirty, dirty things to him.
Yeah, he's technically prone in the water. Yeah, I don't imagine this is going to go any better for him than it has already. Way to fucking fail. I'm so happy right now at that roll. I'm just so happy. That's my favorite thing. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, I'm glad I can make you happy.
It's just the one failure, though. The rest are going to be 20s and shit.
Oh,
So
nice. 5.
This is the one you marked. Or no, this is the one Airmill marked.
No, this one I marked. Green is
No.
like me.
No, blue is the fish. Green, because the blue one's the one that chased after. The healthy one was not the healthy one was the one that attacked the many. The unhealthy one was the one that attacked the one. I swear to
Okay,
everything.
He's not marked. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have your marks flipped.
Okay. Okay, so that's 1, 2,
2 more,
3.
and it'll hit. So it's 12, and that'll hit. So 12 and 6 is 18. Okay, nice.
Is there light in here?
There's no light.
Okay, then I'm going to swim over here.
Okay.
There will be.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, but Farron, you're making a light and going, where'd they go? There they are. Whoosh, and then the light's gone.
Yeah.
It's actually perfect
Yep.
for this. It's a good tactic. It's like, oh, stop turning the
Right.
light on. Thanks for shutting it off. No, I said stop turning it on. Thank you for shutting it off again.
Man. Turn the light off.
Okay, you throw up your produce flame, and I'll go ahead and give you the
Well,
light.
produce flame, but I won't want to pick my target until I see. But that's my roll. But I gotta like get my light on.
Sure. There's one directly below you in the water. There's an arm, and then there's one behind the column, which you really can't see.
Okay, I behold this magnificent amount of gore and like destruction, and I'm like, what in the hell? And I'm gonna throw it right down on the guy right down below me.
Okay, because you're throwing a fireball or a ball of flame into water, I'm going to say you have disadvantage for the attack. Snuff. It doesn't go in and get him.
Bummer. All right, well then I could move if. Oh wait, I can't move. 'Cause
You
I
don't
can't
have
see
sight.
Shit. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna back up though because I could do that
Okay.
without having any.
Go
I
ahead.
might bump into Yoru and.
For the
be like,
lulls,
what the
just
hell?
go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah, this will be good. Dex saving throw. All
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, you bump into Uru, and then you kind of tuck to the side. You think
I'm
you're
like,
standing in
"Sorry,
front
man."
of Aramil. And you can kind of hear the elf kind of moving and jostling behind you, trying to get a shot around your big, goofy form.
Right.
Get out of the way, bro.
I was tanking for you guys.
Duga. The thing that had you in its hand dropped into the water below you. You're pretty sure it was dead when it got hit. I don't think Dugat has ever faced trolls before, so you wouldn't know about trolls.
Sure haven't.
Yeah.
And this one is still down in the water, right?
Yeah, it's both of them are in the water right now. They are both in Splash's hell kitchen.
And I can, because they're down, I have a good eye on this one over here, right?
Splash's sloppy stew stop That's what we're calling this the cistern now.
TV show.
Damn, yeah, that'd be a great TV show. Big Kuatoa just hopping on the screen.
I have because he's down. I have a clear line of sight to the green dot one, right?
Well, yeah, he sort of. Yeah, I'd say so. Are you making a range
Okay.
attack?
No, I'm not raging.
Range attack.
Range, yes. I'm gonna put my axe away and pull out my javelin and throw it.
Take a shot. Again, water equals hard to hit. So yeah, no, your javelin kind of hits the water, goes in just a little bit, and it starts floating to the top.
All right.
I'm not going in after him.
I'm gonna just stay here
good
then
javelin.
and watch.
Yeah, it should be a +1 javelin. He should have that removed, but all right, it goes to them. You notice the one beneath you start to swim up again, and it's actually going to jump out of the water, back up onto the bridge. But when it hits, it's actually going to try and grab you, Dugat, and shove you down off the side with it as it kind of jumps over the bridge and pulls you down. Make an athletics check. It's better than mine. I'm not going to use the nonsense of it has surprising you because you thought I was dead, but no, it's fine. I'm not that kind of guy. The arm that's on the bridge actually starts kind of pulling itself very quickly towards you guys. And it's going to go ahead and, once it gets into the room, swing at Uru's legs.
That is so creepy. I love it.
15
awesome.
misses Uru, I believe.
Absolutely misses.
Okay. Once it swings, you see the one that's in the water pop up behind it, reach in with his good arm, grab it, and slam it against the stump, and then swing out with his good arm back into the room, trying to hit Uru again. And it'll also lean in and try and bite at Uru as well. The bite misses. I think the slash or the claw hit, right?
Claw definitely hit.
You see the arm kind of like, once he hits it against the stump, like kind of drop a little bit and kind of loosen away from the stump. And you see this weird green goo kind of like holding it together like glue. And then it kind of snaps it together at the end of the turn. Like, ugh. All right. Aramil. He repeats in just the loudest voice he can. You gotta hit it with fire.
Yeah.
So this one is completely out of the water in front of us, and the other one
it's-
is still somewhat submerged?
Yeah, it's like jostling in the door. The other one is on the bridge. It's actually kind of facing off against Dugat.
Okay.
Oh, there's none for Slush to carve.
Come back down here.
I want to play.
Pulls out bow, shoots.
Since that one, it did die at one point, right?
No, it has never died. It's been reduced to 0 hit points.
Yeah, okay. I mean, is Hunter's Mark still active on it?
Yeah, because it's never died.
Well, launch an arrow at it again then.
Sure. Yeah, that'll hit. You're shooting basically underneath the legs of the one in front of you. You hit it, and
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm
just-
gonna shoot it both.
you're wanting to shoot the one in front of you first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then you hit that one. He's still standing. Still standing. Shooting the same one?
Yeah.
That'll do it. Yeah, you hit him so hard he flies off he falls backwards with the arrow shot, hits the bridge. I'll say he stays on it,
Yay!
but he does fall backwards. Okay, and then Uru.
Burn it!
I'm sure I didn't bring my fire. I'm gonna try and just. Can I try and hop over him and onto the central platform, as I know Dugat's in there by himself?
No, he's not. I'm here.
I don't know that.
Master Chef.
We don't know where that damn sushi is. Ginsu machine. Uru, do me a favor and make me an acrobatics check. Yeah, you can
Nice.
definitely run across the troll to the center platform and 90-degree turn to get to where Dugat is, basically flanking that one.
He's up on the bridge here,
He is.
and I'm going to attempt to jab my pointy sword into him.
Do it.
Since that's down now, John, could I take my movement for my turn?
Miss. Yeah, go ahead. And hit. In a classic form, you do just enough damage to make Chad cry. Yeah. That's
Maybe I
it.
can steal the kill.
You're the only one who can actually kill anything, really, so. Schledge.
Can't see shit. This is great.
All right. Can I reach it from down here, or do I have to shoot my bows and my bow and arrow?
10 feet above you, but you have 20 feet of water beneath you. For dramatic effect, if you want to make an athletics check, I'll allow you to swim down, swim up, and try and jump up and attack, but you're not going to get your full itinerary. You'd probably just get the attack and the extra attack.
Seeing how my athletics is +0, I'm just gonna do
Shoot.
the bow and arrow.
Yeah, that'll hit, and you hit it like right in between the legs, causing it to drop to its knees. It kind of looks down to where
Is
you're
that
located.
Is that the one with my hunter's mark on it?
Yeah, you don't need to roll anymore. It's at 0. It had 1 hit point. You're like, I just want to do it. It falls prone in its position. It's kind of kneeling and like head down against the grate.
Okay, can I try to climb up here?
Yeah, you can attempt to make an athletics check. Yeah. Yeah, it's really slippery, but you managed to get yourself up there, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be over here. And I cannot try starting a fire with my tinderbox, can I?
No, that would be an action.
That's good.
All right, Dugat?
Nope, my turn.
Yeah, Farron, I mean, damn it.
That's all right. I'm going to cast Produce Flame
Yeah.
and be like, what the
There's
hell
one,
is going on out
just so
here?
I don't have to keep adding light to you, there's one directly in front of
Yeah.
you, and there's one over by Dugat and Uru.
Well, I got a dumb question for you, but if attacking a prone creature gives me disadvantage on the roll, I'll walk right up.
If
to
you walk
it,
up to it and drop the fire on it,
Yeah.
you're just going to attack. If you hit, I mean, yeah, just make the attack roll.
I'll just make an attack roll, but I'm really hoping that I hit this thing.
Yeah, I'll say you have advantage because you're effectively touch attacking it, and yeah, you burn the thing. It turns into nothing more than cinder as the light
Oh,
very quickly just obscures away from you. Like it burns out very quick.
Oh, no
Do
me.
that.
I'm gonna try to move back in the darkness like I've been doing.
Make an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall off. That would be great, wouldn't it? Like then the.
You managed to
gosh,
back
I
into the
nailed it.
room. You're fine.
No, actually, I'm moonwalking into the room.
You're that good. Aramil. Or Dugat.
To me, they're all dead, right?
It's
They're both
laying there
dead.
on the ground. You keep hearing Aramil say, burn them. And you just saw what Farron did, and when he burned it, it disappeared into ash.
Well, I don't have anything to make fire, so I'm going to nervously back up. You guys notice whenever I swing, I'm not swinging. I'm not as confident as I usually am.
Okay, Aramil.
These are all little passages out, it looks like.
They require very, very, very skillful acrobatics checks, but yeah, you can run along the side if you want.
But I mean, like each of these tunnels is a...
Oh yeah, passage out to something, yeah, sure.
Okay. Is the water somewhat transparent?
Barely. It's pretty dark green.
I will then just hop up on this platform. and quietly look down here.
Sure. Yeah, everybody's been in this place before besides you, so you're just investigating stuff that doesn't matter. There's a weird valve in there.
Okay.
Uru.
All right.
I actually think it's the troll's turn.
Troll! It gets back up. Oh, I deleted the token that I selected as the initiative counter. Great DMing tactic number 2. The best DMing tactic is when somebody has a really cool character, tell them that you're going to murder them for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they accidentally die, make it look like an accident.
It's not at all what I did to Chad. Don't ever say that. I didn't do that to Chad. I don't know what you're talking
It
about.
could happen.
The
You never
thi-
know. It could happen.
The thing gets up. It stands up from prone. It looks at Uru, looks back at Dugat. It's going to reach in and make a grab attack against Dugat and try and grab him. Make an athletics check. Yoink! And once it has you, it's going to claw at you with its other hand and bite at you.
Your audio is cutting in and out, John.
It's going to go ahead and make a claw attack against you, and then it's going to bite at you. Am I good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, usually the further I lean away from it. Okay, so here's the bite attack. That'll hit. And claw attack. That'll hit. Take 14 damage, Dugat. And it's holding Dugat, like, up. I mean, it's kind of holding him, you know. Yeah. Uru. I mean Uru. Yeah.
So I'm first going to try and use my shield bash to actually knock him prone.
Okay. Yeah, so you hit him in the back of the legs, like right below the knee, and it causes him to fall forward on his knees, letting go of Dugat and throwing Dugat into that room he's in. Go ahead and back up like 5 or 10 feet. And it's laying prone so its shoulders are against the doorway. Its head
Awesome.
is inside the door.
I'm going to then try and grapple him in order to press his face down into the ground and hold him there.
Okay. That's a great idea. Go ahead and make a grab attack. Athletics check, yeah.
I also have advantage on these because I'm still fucking mad.
It's failing, so you've got him in a chokehold. And then
Also, while I have him in chokehold, can I drop my sword and give him a nice little punch in the face?
you shield bash bonus action grab, and yeah, you can punch. Make a D100 roll just for me. Yeah.
Nice.
In your frenzy, you've set the sword down neatly near where you're at, and then lean in and give him a good wallop in the head. Make a punch attack. Yeah, that'll hit. Doesn't seem to knock him all the way down, but he's.
How you like that one?
Go ahead and put yourself on top of him. And Shlesh, you can see that the green-skinned one is just on top of the back of this guy, just boom, bam, give him the old 1-2.
Okay, I get 4 attacks, and it's got my hunter's mark on it. I'm going to try to carve out pieces for dinner.
Okay. Swing, and it's prone.
1. First one, hunter's mark.
Yeah, it's at the current stage of dead, but you're going to continue swinging. I don't need the attack rolls, but for dramatic purposes,
I'm taking out pieces, and I'm going to bring it back for dinner.
I was going to say, for dramatic purposes, go ahead and throw those 4 attacks, because if you crit one, you might be able to cut a limb off. No. Again. No. And again. No.
Oh.
Yeah, and by the way, the bone razors don't do piercing damage like regular daggers. They do slashing.
Okay.
It's okay. It's not a really huge difference, but just a heads up. It's laying on the ground. Farron ignites, walks back in, throws fire.
Yep.
Okay, just make an
That's what I'd
attack.
like to do.
You will have disadvantage for this one, but just
Right.
finish it.
Yes.
I'm gonna. You have disadvantage, but you have advantage because it's currently incapacitated. So normal attack, it hits, it burns, it dies.
Yay.
Nothing
Good
but
job, guys.
ash. All right.
Do I burn it all?
No.
I would like to.
Strangely, the heat from it, like where it hits, you see like the heat of the produced flame, but the burning throughout the rest of it is kind of this weird, kind of sickly green fire. Very quickly evaporates it into just ash. It seems like the troll kind of just you've seen it healing, and it seems to have this weird, just very natural magic flowing through it. And when it starts to burn away, it's like it's reversing that.
Did I get any pieces for dinner?
It seems that there is no piece that's been torn from it. Little more than like scraps, and nothing that's like tangible. Like you can take it'll give you a nibble, but it's certainly not a meal.
Got some shawarma for Peter. Hmm.
I don't want shawarma.
Hey,
Thanks.
John.
Everyone looks at Uru like, how do you know what shawarma is? Thought you were a barbarian. Cultured.
Farum would like to cast Produce Flame so I can have light on me now.
Yep.
Because being in darkness kind of sucks, guys.
And Uru kind of sees the nature of the situation here and knows that he can still salvage the bridge to get you guys through onto the next room. I'm going to go ahead and move us back to the theater. There's nothing in this room of note. Nothing's changed from the last time it was entered into.
The troll's nest?
The trolls didn't have anything besides kind of floating bits of fish. When you were in the water, you were seeing that there were skeletons, bones of Kuatoa in there. It looks like that was what they were feasting on.
After I calm down, can I get my javelin back? Or is that gone?
What's that?
After I calm down, can I get my javelin back? Or
javelin's floating in the water. Yeah, honestly, you probably ask someone to help you out with it. Fishing it out would be a problem. And speaking of fish, he just jumps in and grabs it if he's feeling kind.
Okay.
He's not. I saw the look on his face.
All right.
Yeah, Slush is a bit of a dick. I like it.
Uru helps you.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. But yeah, he's like Dugat's all kinds of nervous. Didn't like that at all. He was kind of freaked out the whole time.
Why? That was fun.
I don't like fighting anymore.
You go through the chamber. The door opens as it has in the past, and beyond this, Uru, I don't believe you've gone past this as yourself. Dugat hasn't either. What you enter into is a small little library with a series of books. There's a desk in the center, and on the four corners of this room there are stones that are glowing bright red, and they seem to be pulsing with light. So they kind of oscillate from like a deep orange to a really bright fury red. You also hear this kind of buzzing sound emanating throughout this study. Standing at the desk is a Mark I automaton. Its eyes are red and it's kind of just looking at you. And you would note that inside of its chassis, where a brain should be, like the Mark I's typically have, is a purple glowing light. When you enter into the room, it says, "Greetings, Professor. How may I assist you during this red alert?"
Red alert. Yes. No one's ever called me by my title before. Would you be willing to lead us further in and, give me and my colleagues the tour?
The Maker is active. No egress into the chambers is allowed at this time.
That's too bad. It is very important. You guys really got to help me out here. I'm really just flailing. It'd be really important that they see it. You see, the Maker is having, has a cold.
The Maker is currently active. No egress into the inner chambers is allowed at this time.
I'm just going to look back to everyone else. Guys, the whole talking thing isn't really my bag.
Yeah, I've never dealt with people like this much. Should I spell it?
Everyone looks at each other and goes, "Are you the charismatic one?" Oh, it's no one? No one here is charismatic? Malek, there's just a tear as he sits in Bunder's redoubt. He's like, "I could talk.
Yeah.
It's a library, too.
Yeah. Oh,
if you
double.
just would have hung on a little bit longer, your character would have been in
It does look like a lot of the books were kind of taken away from this place, and there are bits of books lying around. But
okay, that's better.
Yeah, it looks like some idiot kind of just started shoving books into a bag, ripping them all willy-nilly. So you're not sure that anything here is of an import. There is a scrawled piece of paper kind of laying out near what looks like a strange device with a hand device in the center of the table. The hand print that's kind of like, it looks like someone could put their hand into. Looks like it has 2 thumbs, so you could use either hand to do it. But there's a weird piece of paper kind of sitting next to it.
Yes, I will go take a look. Baron, will you accompany me to this paper here? And I thought the last group took essentially everything as far as books. Maybe we should have a look at that. Also, can I look at the automaton, see if there's anything designed differently about it?
He's exactly like a Mark I automaton. The main difference is he, instead of having the brain set that a Mark I would have from the Cold Factory, it looks like he has the soul emanation that the Mark IIs have from deeper inside of this place.
I would get excited if I saw books and start looking for alchemy or magic books, anything that has to do with it.
You're finding bits and parts of books and like an occasional book that doesn't seem to have much to it. You do actually find one book that seems to be written in Dwarvish. Do you speak it?
Nope, common, orcish, and infernal.
You're fascinated because inside there's all these strange sketches. They look like magic sketches.
Neat! I want it!
Okay. If anybody here speaks Dwarvish, they would see that the book that he picks up and kind of like, oh, and takes aside seems to be a copy of a book titled The Well of Souls.
Lovely.
All right. There are 2 doors in this place, and both doors have slide pieces of metal that have been pushed aside, like a small little like door flap that's been pushed aside on the facade of the door, and there are axle keyholes on both of those. Most of you would know that the automatons, some of them had strange axle hands that could be used as keys. I believe Uru has one because he came prepared.
Where's
He also got
Tyson
this.
when you need him?
He
Below
also
his old body.
Yeah. he also probably collected the bone key and the sunburst keys.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, all of that.
Right.
All right.
So are you going to the door that heads to the east, or are you heading to the door that heads to the south? You would know from the reports that Steershaw gave Varn that to the south there was some sort of factory that had automatons. They didn't explore much into it because they immediately took the sunburst key and went a different direction. And in that pass, they were blocked off because there was a door that had a strange key that they didn't actually have.
And the other door, we have no idea what's behind.
So there's just 2 doors. One door heads to the south to a factory that had automatons that they beat up, and then they just left that room. They didn't check around for anything in that room. Then
And the north one?
the other one leads to more of the library, but then it also led to this place where there was like a experiment room, and there was a door on the south side of that chamber that had a weird, strange keyhole, but nobody had the key for it. They didn't know what to do at that point, and they left. Actually,
I'm like, let's go where there's food.
It sounded like they all got tired and just kind of said, call it a night, but yeah.
Yeah, it goes. Everyone must have got tired. What do you think? Should we go? It looks like we've got all these keys. Maybe one of them will work in that door.
Yeah,
The
let's go
professor
over that.
says, "Greetings, Professor. Remember, the Maker is active. No egress into the inner chambers can be made at this time." Or whatever I said before, I didn't write it down. He says that again. The exact same thing, over and over again.
Can we just spin him around into a corner so he doesn't see us do it?
Put a sheet over his head.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened last time.
I'm thinking what happens is there's somehow when the maker is active, like you actually, even if you use the key, you can't get in. But I think we should go try because what we came all this way, we might as well try.
This one has 2 hands, but they're not hands. One is the axle-headed key, and the other one is a sunburst-headed key.
All right, I'm gonna try one thing. Can I attempt to remove the amethyst in the middle and insert Celia's diamond?
Okay. You realize that there's a glass casing there, so you would realize that you'd have to break it out.
Yep.
So you kind of walk over to him. He doesn't seem to be reacting to you. You take out your hammer and like a little piton, and you hit the glass, and it shatters. The soul just flies right out. Looks like it goes right through the ceiling, ethereally. And you're like, huh. It starts to kind of lean forward. You reach in with the diamond and set it in there, and you hear a whir, and then its eyes turn purple. And she says, Greetings, Professor. Do you want to go in through the south entry point?
Ah! I pull the diamond out immediately.
She kind of stops you and she says, "No, it's me. I'm just kidding."
She's fucking with you.
That was not very funny.
Whatever. Do you want to go through the south or not? I don't really have much information as to what he was talking about, this maker, but I would assume the inner chambers is one of the two pathways. Perhaps this one? She gestures to the south door.
Sure, we can try that one, but after you open this door, you'll stick in near the back room. I don't want you being in any danger.
This body is weaker than my first one. I wouldn't dare step close to any problems. Okay. As you guys head south, she moves over, inserts the axle key, opens it, and you enter into what seems like a blast furnace. There's just heat just pushing out from this area. Schlesh
That's a whole lot of nope.
Schlesh is like, no. It feels real bad on the opposite side of this.
Yeah.
You see that there's a stair of steps down, and there seems to be kind of steam emanating out of these grills on the ground. All littered across the ground, there are a bunch more of these grills, and you see a very large door that looks like it's halfway open, but halfway closed. And there appear to be 4 bright lights kind of emanating out from that, with a central 5th light kind of glowing in the center. What you see before you is a horror show. It appears to be one of the strangest things you've ever seen. On the far back wall, where there were just these strange grills, it looks like this thing has come up out of the wall, manifested out of the wall. It looks like it's been connected there forever, but you don't remember any reports about this ever being present. You look to it, and you see that it appears to be some kind of mechanical device with pipes and lights and strange devices set to it, and in the very center of it is the body, the emaciated body of a hairless dwarf connected to the bright, glowing furnace light. It looks like this.
Oh, man. Why?
So he's Iron Man?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Set up.
Are those like dragon heads there and stuff?
They look like strange, like appendages, but they seem to be connected to it by chain.
Oh shit!
As
this
you
thing
enter
is
in,
nasty.
it says, "Who has entered the hall while it's been soothed?" And you can feel like with each word spoken, more heat is pushing out the door. Are you entering in, or are you staying in the study?
I'm staying in the study. I no.
Whole lot of no. Light and heat? No. There's no water in there? I'm not down.
He's not even coming in there.
Nope.
All right,
Uru
well,
is going to take a step in for sure, and then go into a kneeling position, his sword forward and head down to speak and whatever Farron's doing.
well, how high? I'm going to look all around. How high are the ceilings?
In the first portion of it, about 10 feet, just like the study in the place before, the stairs go down, and then the ceilings are about 20 feet high. And then it looks like beyond that door, you can't really tell because the door's kind of halfway closed. But your assumption is that it's probably much higher. You don't know how high, but at least higher than 20 feet.
Okay. All right. Since there's nobody else here who's going to handle the talking, is that right, Uru?
Yep.
I'm not even going to walk in this room, so no.
Well, then I will walk up to it, and I will say, I will go down just a little bit in front of Uru. I'm not going to get too close to that sucker because it'll attack me. And I'm going to say, "Hello, my name is Farron, and my party comes in peace. We seek knowledge."
I did not ask your purpose. I asked who you were.
I am Farron Gothel.
And I am Uru Korgor of the Saint Iveru.
And
Anybody
you,
else in the room?
and as he says, "and you," his frame kind of just focuses light, like almost like a spotlight, directly on Dugat. It seems like it just passes over Farron and kind of turns him into just a blotted shadow, and it seems to be emanating from the ceiling as well. Magic is afoot, but everybody's looking at Dugat because he seems to be glowing radiantly.
Can I ask you something privately? Is that
Yeah.
a thing?
Yeah.
How can I
just
Does it matter if I say it in chat or not?
type /whisper and then space DM, and it should give you the option for me, and then click
You can do /W.
/W.
In roll 20?
Yeah.
roll 20.
Yeah.
Where in the chat area, there's a little thing in the bottom where we're all saying stupid shit. It's nice and warm in here, Shalish. You would like it.
No.
Baked fish.
Okay, never mind. Okay. I'm Dugat. I'm
He doesn't seem to focus on you, and he changes his attention to. Is Aramil not going in either?
Fuck no.
Okay, then he's just focusing on those three then.
Gosh. We got scaredy rangers back there. All right.
No, not scaredy. Smart.
Smart. Well, yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, that would be crazy for you to go in.
The
Well,
heat,
you know, with all the heat and stuff.
the heat subsides for a moment. Schlesh, you kind of see the strange four cornerstones that were glowing red light, not relight, just red light. They seem to dim to a bluish color at this point.
To turn to what?
A bluish color at this point, and it feels like the room that you're in starts to kind of become very cold. You hear from the opposite room, you guys hear him speak, and his voice isn't as booming or as hot. He says, "Processing."
Oh man, this does not look good, is what I'm gonna say to
Unknown, unquantified entities. You have been sent from Augez. Prepare yourself for the method. And you see its chain arms kind of lift up and slam into the grates in front of it. And you can see, as it does so, they open up just slightly. And inside, you can see what looks like a cookie-cutter frame for a humanoid body.
Ooh, it wants to chop us up and turn us into machines. We better get out of here, Uru. And
I
Ghost
guess.
in the shell. Ghost in the shell.
got,
Yeah, I'm backing up, man.
I
But
guess
maybe
we're
it's,
looking around.
So we're not
Yes,
really in the
let's-
initiative count because it's not really attacking you. It's just telling you to jump into its hand so it can make you into robots.
yeah.
I mean, it's a hostile request, but he's not really like forcing you to do it.
Right.
My question is immediately after he says that, I need you to tell me exactly what you're doing because it's going to change the dynamic of this whole encounter from that point forward. So
I would like to first say, I am not one of all guests.
I need you to make me just a charisma check. Good start. Kevin, what are you doing?
Well, I would have just
Just
turned
immediately after he said that.
Yeah, I would have turned to Uru and said, I think we got to get out of here because
As you're about to say your words, he's saying,
Yeah.
"We are not of Augez," and he seems to be kind of standing his ground.
Right.
Aramil, you are not in the room, or are you coming into the room?
Nope.
Do we know
So
who
you're
Augeth
outside.
is?
Observing.
Just curious.
We know that August was basically like the jail of this place.
It's also where the factories that you guys have encountered seem to have gotten their stock for the method. It's
Okay.
where they got the bodies. So Aramil and Schlesh both are outside, correct? In the cold
Yeah.
room?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be stay somewhere toward the middle where it's a little comfortable.
Oh, so you're kind of like in the doorway, like in the hot, in the cold, not in one or the other?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pee soon because of the heat and the cold, but I think I'm good for now.
It's like putting your hand in a bowl of water while you're sleeping. And then Dugat, you're staying in the room, but you're kind of like, this is weird.
I'm very curious.
Okay.
To
So
this
you're not-
point, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
You're not retreating, but you're not advancing either. You're in the room. But
Right,
you're not.
I'm scared, but I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. Slash, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save throw.
Yeah, pick. Are you going back into the room you came in from, or are you staying in the hot room as the door slams down, back closed behind, on top of you?
Oh, thanks, Aramil, for being with the rest of us. Now we're down a man.
I mean, I'm in the same kind of spot as him.
Well, he gets to decide whether he stays in the fight or he leaves it.
I'm gonna stay in the fight because Noonsa
Okay.
would be very angry if I left.
Okay, so you step into the hot as the door shuts. Aramil and Celia are outside. Her immediate response is to try and put her key in the hole, but it doesn't seem to be working. The Maker says, "If you are not from August, then where do you hail from?"
We hail from Dighgrum, a camp. I am a student
as
of
you-
your craft.
As you say
Oh.
Dighgrum, and you're about to finish that sentence, he says, "Stop processing," and you see him just kind of continue his motion. The room inside that you're inside right now, Aramil, is so cold that I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You succeed, so you only take half of this.
Oh.
Take 2 points of cold damage as Jeremy's trap actually starts to work. Make a Arcana check, intelligence if you don't have that. You're not sure what's going on here. You just feel like the room is supernaturally cold. The only things that really are kind of denoting you to like any kind of idea of where it might be emanating from, there are 4 stones in the corners that were bright red before, but are now kind of like a brightish blue color. All right.
Yeah, at first opportunity, I'd try to pick the lock.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Okay. It said processing and cut you off. Its voice boomed over you as you tried to finish your sentence. It says, Dighgrum. Dighgrum is the city that we are in. If you are from Dighgrum, then where are you from in Dighgrum? What province? What region? What section? It says these words over and over. Because it's speaking in common, it sounds like it's translating to common. Just like it seems the automatons did as well.
Just whispered to Baron, I'm kind of new here. Do you know of any places at Dighgrum?
Oh, jeez. We're just in the camp, but we're kind of on the outskirts of Dighgrum.
The camp. Processing.
Oh, jeez.
About a minute passes. Go ahead, Chef. Make me another Constitution saving throw.
That's good. We'll stall, and then Chaff can get in here and die with us. I mean, help us.
What if it's something like Stormloft?
Take
like
half of
tourists?
6, so 3. Celia is trying to open the lock. She moves away for you to try to pick it. Even if you rolled a natural 20, crit that bad boy, it wouldn't matter. The door is currently not locked. The door is closed.
Okay.
So it's just not openable because the thing that's able to close and operate the doors isn't wanting it to open. Celia looks towards the other 2 doors, towards the north door where you entered. It too is closed. And she is also looking to the door on the side. She moves to the door on the side because it has a lock for her to try and open. The other one has a key set inside of it, which you guys would have used to enter in. Uru would have pulled out a strange stone key and set it in there. And when it opened the door and closed it behind you, when it finally closed it, it has these 4 kind of like grapplings, like strange metal grapples set upon it. It doesn't look like the key can be removed. She attempts to try and open the lock on the side. And sure enough, it's not opening either. Okay, back to you guys inside.
All right. Does it look like if I had a crowbar, I could pry that door open?
Are you turning back and looking back that way? Because it's still processing.
Yeah, I'm going to, because I want to get that door open.
You head over that way.
And
It says,
I'm going to pull a crowbar out of my backpack, which I actually have.
translation, the only place known as the camp is Augez, the prison. Surrender yourself for the method. And its arms retract back to their positions where they open up and show you the place where they want you to go.
I'm going to yell at it and say, stop processing. That should give us about 3 to 5 minutes.
It says,
I'm going to move back there and try to get that damn door open.
well, hold on. Make me a deception check because you're saying that you're processing. I got you.
I'm processing.
No,
man.
I get you. I see what you're trying to do.
Actually, I'm telling the absolute truth, but I am trying to stall him. That's for
I know.
sure.
I love the shit out of that. I'm making you make a deception check. I love that.
Hopefully this will work then. Oh my gosh.
You say
That's pretty bad.
you say stop processing, and it takes it to say as you want it to stop processing,
Oh.
and it kind of says cannot stop processing. Your location Where are you from? What section? What province? What region? What portion of... go ahead.
Schlesh takes a step forward and speaks in Aquan, and he describes the area that his tribe is originally from. I think it's, I don't know where you made the Koatua from, but I think they came from like the Plain of Water.
Mhm.
So I'm going to describe that section outside of the camp. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
It stops
Good
for a
move.
second, and you see it kind of like respond back to you, and this very strange accented Aquan. Like, so Aquan is kind of like a dialect of Primordial, and imagine that with an accent that's Dwarvish. Does your brain hurt yet? It's like a bubbly, watery, gritty dwarf man who says in your tongue, processing, processing.
Good
And
job.
it seems to just be holding there, that mentality.
All right, get over here, Uru. I'm trying to pry this door open. I need your help.
I'm going to stand and I'm going to say, we are of Stormloft and the camp. These are my servants.
It doesn't seem to take into account your response. It seems to be still processing Slashes.
Did he
Gosh dang it, I'm going to
did you
run
say
back.
the door thing out loud? Get over here and help with the door.
He did.
Yeah.
When he says that, Dugat kind of shakes off and looks back, and he'll go and actually start helping, trying to open the
Yeah,
door.
both of you guys are pretty strong. We could just muscle, and I'm a giant kin, so between the three of us, we should be able to muscle this door open.
I have advantage and doubled
Sweet,
on push,
sweet.
pull, and lift, or
All right.
break object.
Cool. It'll just take time, and Shalesh is actually stalling him right now, so this works perfect.
Someone is helping Dugat. Dugat, make the check.
All right,
Athletics?
I'll help.
Athletics, yeah.
Oh, do I need to roll? No, Dugat's rolling hard.
Farron hands you a crowbar. You set it in there. You start going to town on this thing. You are attempting real hard.
And that's doubled as well, by the way. My strength checks have doubled.
No, you add double your bonus. You don't double the roll.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's still good.
Your carrying capacity is doubled. You have advantage on the strength checks. You don't double your bonus. Silly goose. But you attempt, and you feel like you could probably get it if you could get a good angle in there. You start trying to fork in that crowbar, get a good position, and eventually what happens is you break the head of the crowbar off, and you have a stick, and there's a piece of a crowbar stuck in the bottom there.
Darn it. Oh well. Let's keep thinking of ideas to get this
But
door open.
real quick, Dugat, it does look like there's enough space now with the crowbar's head stuck in there for you to get your fingers underneath.
That's what I'll do next.
Oh,
I like
no.
your response, Eli, because that's the right response. But did you hear what he said? Yeah, I'm gonna do that next.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's okay. We could put new fingers on him.
As you guys are processing, about another minute passes. Aramil, I need another Dex or a Constitution saving throw. It is
Ooh,
really
throws.
cold. You're gonna take 3 points of cold damage again. And Celia is kind of just moving about normally, but she seems to be kind of a bit sluggish because of the ice freezing up her joints.
Hey, Uru, how strong is Celia?
Aramil, is there anything you want to try to do?
Picking that lock didn't seem futile too, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like these locks are pickable.
I'll go try to knock down one of the stones.
Okay. You move over. The stones are set inside of the wall. When you go over to try and like touch it or get to it, when you touch it, the light of it kind of fades a bit, and then it glows, and then it just kind of sets back to its normal color. So it looks like, actually reverse that. When you touch it, it glows brighter, and then it fades, and then that's it. It stays the normal color that it was.
But it's not like pryable with a crowbar.
Doesn't look like you could get it out, no.
Alright, and I wasn't really understanding the grappling on the other lock, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
the key is kind of in the center of the door, and you can see the key on your side, and it has 4 like claws basically that are set around it, so they're holding the key in place.
Okay, so I'll examine that this turn, I guess.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. You think that you might be able to work your tools to try and pry the fingers away. You know it's going to take some time, but you think that if you can get that key loose, the door will probably open.
Okay.
All right. Back to my side. Finally, it says, in Aquin to you. The nature of the place that you have stated does not exist in Dighgrum. It is not a relevant place. You were probably brought here to be placed in Augez. Surrender yourself to the method. And it again reveals open the spot for, and this time, one of them looks like it's set to receive a Kuatoa.
Oh,
Ooh.
crap. I respond, I was not sent to August. I'm here on a trading mission from the plane of water. Process that shit.
Deception check.
Process that shit. Everything has been fixed over here. All good. How you doing?
Ah, crap.
Immediately it responds in kind. It says, incorrect. Kuatoa are a slave race, used only for chattel and the method. It leans its hand
I
with the
hate
Kuatoa
you so
hand.
much right now.
It leans its hand with the Kuatoa shape in it, like closer towards your way. Get in. Let's be friends. We could be. You want to be a robot? You can be a robot
right.
if you want.
I want to fight this
Uru's
thing.
gonna say something real quick. He's like, I am of Stormloft, and these are my slaves.
Processing.
Can I hear this still through the door? I'm assuming. Or
You
no?
can hear. You can hear the words that the maker is speaking. So you're hearing
Okay.
one half of the conversation.
I hear the dwarvish accent as well. Though.
Yeah, when it spoke Aquan, you didn't understand what it was saying, but when it's speaking normal, it's speaking common with a dwarvish accent. Yeah.
Oh shit! I just found something. Can I fix that crowbar with my mending
Well, real quick.
cantrip?
Um,
That's what it's for.
Yeah, if you want to, the head of it's currently set underneath, though. Like pulling it out is going to be a problem. So you'd mend it while it's still in a position where what you did before broke it. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, like if I have to wait to get that piece out and then mend it, I'll do that
Okay.
if I have to.
So let's go ahead and ask Jeremy. You said what you said. Schlesh, you're kind of like out of tricks with the whole conversation thing. Is there anything you want to do? Like looking around the room, you can see. Well, you haven't even walked into the main chamber yet. So all you see is that weird big door, and there's something beyond. Like.
Guys?
Nothing.
Well, he was talking to you.
I was
What
talking to
I
you.
want to do is I want to get the door open so we have a way of retreat, and then I have no problem fighting this thing. Because if it goes well, we kill it. If it doesn't go well, we retreat. You know what I mean? But right now we're kind of screwed. If we fight it and things get really bad, we're stuck in here. So that's why I really want to get that door open, and that's my out. But other than that, you know, I'm good.
Okay. One more Constitution saving throw from you, Aramil, and make me a Thieves' Tools check. You're gonna take that full 5.
It's freezing to death out there. Slowly.
Yeah, you are starting to kind of cough up crystals. It feels like it's pretty bad out there. Celia's moving a lot slower, but she's kind of trying to stand over your shoulder and help. She's not really going to add any assistance to you. But you managed to get one of the prongs pulled away. You think that if you get 2 of the 4, you might be able to try and force the key. If you get all 4, you'll be able to pull the key no problem. Okay?
Okay.
That said, back to the other side. Farron, you're waiting to pull the head of the crowbar out and assist if necessary, but it doesn't look like Dugat needs any help. Dugat, are you going to try and do the thing that you said you were going to do, put your fingers underneath and try and lift the door?
Okay, if he didn't mend that crowbar, then yes, because I said I was going to do it. If he mended it, I would use the crowbar.
Yeah, if he mends the crowbar, it's going to be right in the same position it was in to break again, and it would probably, it's not going to make it any stronger. It's just going to do the same thing.
Well, I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Make a strength athletics check. Yeah, you get your fingers underneath, and you just start lifting, and you manage to get about a foot of it up. And cold air starts blasting you, and you can feel rime kind of setting in between where your fingers touch the stone. You know when you like lick something that's frozen? It's kind of like a weird reversion of that because you have sweat in between because you're in a hot spot. It just feels like you're kind of sticking to it. You're not going to lose your grip, is what I'm saying.
Good job,
Aramil,
Dugat.
you see the door on the opposite side of the room, you being about 15 feet away from it. Kind of open about a foot high. You could probably slide underneath that. You know Celia cannot.
Yeah, I would.
Make an Arcana check.
Get ready to rumble.
You saw Dugat put the crystal inside of there. You know that if you grab the crystal and pull it out, it won't harm her, but it will deactivate the construct.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I'd
You
grab
reach
it,
in, grab the
climb up.
diamond, and you try and dive, slide through there.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me
Indiana
one.
Jones that.
Make me a Constitution saving throw, and then make me an acrobatics saving throw. Or not saving throw, acrobatics check, because that's not a thing. Yeah. Okay, so 2d6 more damage. And, okay. Chris, Chody, I need you to make me a strength saving throw. You have two options. You can try and hold the door, okay? And then you can hold the door,
Oh, no. Good one. That was great.
but to do so, you're going to have to drop down a bit and have to make another attempt to try and lift it back up with your athletics check. Or you can drop the door to save yourself from being crushed underneath it. Those are your two options.
Hodor Dugat.
Do I see him running at the door or anything?
Once you've made a decision, based on what I've only stated to you, you're either going to hold the door, but you lose like that gap. There's not going to be any way you can get out, or you drop the door. Based on your decision, off of what I just asked you, I'll tell you what happens. Would Dugat drop it, or would Dugat try and hold on?
Dugat out of range would try to help the party. Rage would try to help the party. So yes, I would probably try to hold it.
Okay, so you shut it down when he rushes through and clips right into your chest and backs away. You drop down and are holding the door, but there's only now like a 6-inch gap, not even, probably about that, between the floor and the bottom of the door. You feel that you're going to have to give it another shot and try and lift it up. So go ahead and make another strength athletics check. And you manage to get it up back to its foot-high distance. But it seems that's as far up as you can get it. There's a lot of weight here, and it feels like something's pushing down on it. Aramil, you can try and climb through if you want.
Yeah, I would try to climb through.
Okay, no saving.
I'm really stressing to hold this up right now.
You're going to make another strength saving throw here in a second.
Okay, as I'm doing this, you guys start to smell sulfur.
Uh-oh.
And he starts kind of muttering some strange tongue under his breath.
There's a couple pittons underneath the door.
It doesn't look like they're going to matter.
Is
Okay.
it deep speech?
No, it's infernal. Yeah, he's speaking the devil's tongue. And he smells like...
would have been useful.
He smells like... yeah, he smells like sulfur as he does so. But strength saving throw. There, Dugat. You manage to keep the door from dropping entirely on Aramil as he climbs through, and once he gets through, you're compelled to drop it. It is literally something that's pushing down on you to try and keep you from holding it open. You have Aramil, and you see that he's holding a big diamond in his hand. Uru, you kind of turn back and see that he's got Celia. And then the maker speaks. What is your noble house's name? Do you remember that was happening?
What is your noble house's name?
Make a history check.
Who? Which one?
Uru.
Okay.
So you said, just curious real quick, you said after he's through I dropped the door, right?
Yeah, you dropped it. There's no way you were going to be able to hold it.
Yeah, dang it. Well, I think since we're all on this side, we should at least take a shot at it.
House Stark makes sense. Yeah, sure.
I think you need to get some new dice, man. I think those are cursed.
Oh, maybe.
Throw those out.
Especially when he DMs.
I know, that's what I'm saying. From yesterday and that, yeah.
So, Uru, House Stark sounds sensible.
I say, actually, I'm of House Korgor.
Okay, processing.
All right,
Look,
do you guys want to attack
He
this thing
immediately,
now that we got
he
all
almost
together?
immediately replies, all known individuals with last name Korgor were detained and held in Auges and have already been submitted to the method. You're like, what?
What?
Surrender yourself to the method.
I tell Farron to tell him that we were sent by the Fae for an exploratory mission to kill or seek out the sliver.
As you say that, you can see that he's starting to hot up a bit, like his light's becoming brighter, and the 4 furnaces in the room beyond are actually kind of pulsing with heat. It's starting to get a bit hotter in here now. and you say some nonsense, it immediately
What's
just
the?
just
Alright.
disregards what you said about the sleeper.
Let's get ready to rumble, guys. I'm going to, if I can, I'll cast a spell at it. I don't know
Sure.
if I'm within range. All right, guys, I'm going to start this stuff up. Are you ready? I'm going to cast Erupting Earth right underneath it to kind of blast the shit out of it. I gotta find out if that's distance. Is that? I'll click it. We'll see that we're at the range. I may have to move
You
up.
cast Cure Wounds at it. That's a
Not
good.
myself.
What the hell, man?
That's a good idea.
That was me.
That was not me. Good.
You're
All right.
casting Cure Wounds after getting frozen.
Right. I'm casting the Erupting Earth, which is 120 foot range, so that's perfect.
Sure.
And it's a 20 foot cube, so I could put it right on top of the
Okay.
thing.
You see it kind of smash up all the earth around it, like bits of stone are kind of just smashing up around the stone, and it doesn't seem to be affected at all.
What?
It seems to be immune to bludgeoning damage.
Damn it.
Oh,
That's my big one. Oh well.
It looks
Alright.
at you. You can see the face, like from this distance, like inside, like the old face, open its eyes. And when it does so, you can see that there are amethysts set where eyes should be. And it says, offender, attacker, enemy, you must be destroyed. And as it says that, we all roll initiative.
Oh, we roll initiative now?
Mhm.
All right. You keep cutting in and out again, John, unless it's
Sorry.
on my end.
It's probably all your fault.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I hear him pretty good.
Oh, maybe it is me then. I don't know. The hell, man! I gotta click initiative.
We all rolled.
I haven't rolled yet, but I'm getting there. There we go.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start the combat by taking a legendary action.
Nope,
Yep.
All
I
right.
disbelieve it.
Only Aramil can take legendary actions.
That's correct.
Right?
It's going to cast Firebolt. It'll be targeting Uru.
Uh-oh.
It misses, but a bolt of flame streaks out from its center core and goes flying straight at Uru.
Well, now you've made him mad.
Aramil.
Oh, fuck. How tall are the ceilings?
The right above you right now, 10 feet. If you move down the steps, 20 feet. If you move beyond that door, who knows? No one's been through there yet.
I guess I'll Hunter's mark him and shoot.
Okay. Hunter's Mark is a range of...
90.
Nice.
Yeah, you're within range. All right. As you knock the arrow and like cast Hunter's Mark on it, you see its form starts to kind of glow with this strange arcane energy, like a shield of force kind of appears around it. You fire your arrow off, and it hits that shield, but pierces through and connects with the construct underneath both times. It'll take the damage. Okay. Next up is Schlesh.
The fish. How long has it been since we fought the trolls?
Not that long, maybe 10 or so minutes.
So I still have my hunter's mark up from the previous fight.
What's the duration on Hunter's Mark?
An hour.
Yeah, I'd say so. You haven't been
All
hit.
right, so I don't have to burn a spell. Woohoo! I hunter's mark and I start my first attack.
I assumed I would have lost Hunter's mark with all the cold damage. I didn't even roll
You
for it all.
sure? Yeah, you sure did. Hard to concentrate on something when you're
Yeah.
freezing your balls off.
Also, hunter's mark and ambush.
Okay, your bow's non-magical.
No.
You see the arrows hit the shield and just kind of stop and float in the air as if they were slowed upon getting to that point, and then they just fall to the ground burning.
So my arrows didn't do squat.
Didn't do a thing.
Well,
Besides make me
okay.
accidentally hit the Windows button. But yeah.
I'm gonna keep it up because, well, flesh is not too bright.
Yeah, I might be able to fix that.
Yeah,
if they're not
that doesn't even hit. It literally, like, you miss. You just fire it and it hits the door, the big door in the way. And same. You're confused by the first one and the arrow burning, and you're just kind of shooting wild. All right.
Okay, I step there, and I'm gonna actually step here. I'm
Okay.
done for the day. Done for the turn.
Go ahead and make me a perception check real quick. You would see that on the far walls, east and west, there appear to be these strange valves kind of set in the walls, with much similar to the valve that Uru manipulated to move the bridge on either side of the room. Do you see them?
This is one of them.
Yes, and then the opposite side should have one as well.
All right.
All right. Before your turn, I'm going to go ahead and take a legendary action. I'm going to use Firebolt again, this time at Schlesh.
Can you see me? I'm in cover.
No. That's a wall, or that's a door that comes down. It's up right now. That's not cover.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
'cause I can't see you. I got cover.
You can see me.
I thought it was covered. No, I can't. There's a black
Oh.
line. I can't see.
I see. Hold on. I didn't kill the whole... Yep. Bear with me here. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
The door is in sections, and it wasn't destroyed the whole way. That I use it the way that he left it, but yeah, the door is up.
Oh.
So that might change your movement. If you want to change your
Okay.
movement, go ahead and do so.
Is this raised above the floor, or is this down into the ground?
It's down into the ground. It looks like it's kind of beveled up, probably about 3 or 4 feet. You could kind of duck down behind it. It won't be absolute cover, but it will be better than nothing.
Okay, then I come here and I duck down. I squat.
Okay. It'll take a shot at you. I'll say you have, because you're squatting down, not very tall. Well, your head's really big. I'm trying to even it out. I'll go ahead and say you have +2 to your AC for cover.
All right.
Firebolt as a legendary action. Why didn't it do it? Because I didn't click this one. 16 hit with the +2 AC.
Nope.
Okay. Bolt hits into the weird bowl thing in front of you and kind of just dashes with sparks. I said Uru. You're up.
Whoa.
Mute.
Oh, he's gonna dash to there and just hold his action because he can't rage until he hits something. So that's it.
Dugat.
I go before Dugat.
That's what I meant
Is that-
then. Fair.
16.
Oh,
All
it
right,
didn't order it. Oh, you rolled
Yeah,
after
it
I
didn't
ordered.
order. Yeah, sorry about that.
It's
I
whatever.
was a late person. What I will do is cast Dispel Magic on that thing to see if normal weapons will work on it.
You cast Dispel Magic on it?
Yep.
Nothing happens.
On its like shield or whatever.
Yeah, nothing
Can I
happens.
see it? All right. Well, I'll click it anyways, just for the fun of it. All right. So then I could move if I want. I guess I'm going to move because I don't want to be so. I want everybody to be like spread out. So I will move. I'm trying to find it probably off to the right, but which would be my character's left for those watching at home.
Does this thing look like it's like held in place?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to move.
How about like right?
This is a fight you're choosing, right? Dugat, this is a fight you're choosing. It's not like it's going to chase you, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Oh, see, I wasn't sure if it would be able to chase us or not.
Doesn't seem like it would.
All
And
right,
it should be emanating light. Let me fix
There
that.
we go. Dugat's breathing kind of hard. He's kind of looking like he in a little bit of smoke more. A little bit of smoke. He's
Does
getting
it also-
angry.
Does it also seem like when he's casting these magical spells, it's emanating from the dwarf inside itself?
Seems like it's emanating from the dwarf in the center, yeah. Alright, it goes to it. the chain arms snap close, and the big metal portions of them kind of snap forward, like metal hands, to bash at Uru. It'll make 2 attacks. Bear with
This
me.
thing's really cool.
It is cool, but I'm hoping it.
Wait, are you saying? Oh, as you like before everybody splits off, you're like, "This thing's really cool," and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
We have to
I
kill
want
it.
to use it.
15 misses, right?
It does.
And 25 hits, I think.
Oh,
For
25 definitely hits.
Okay. Yeah, its 2 hands kind of smash in, and then swipes to the side. Airman.
Airmill will cast Silence
Okay. On
on the dwarf itself, like a 20-foot radius around the dwarf.
120-foot range, good deal.
So I'm not sure where it's centered at, but
you targeted the dwarf though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's right around here. It's not working. Right around that part, I think.
Go ahead and make me just a wisdom perception check.
perception or wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah, perception, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would try and center it on it, not realizing that you could target it, not it, and it wouldn't get a save. So since you're targeting it with a spell, I'll get a saving throw. What's your caster DC?
I don't know, but yeah, okay.
Spell.
I don't know.
What's your spell save DC? It's your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier, plus 8. Actually,
so-
you know what? I'm going to save us a lot of trouble. Hold on a second.
It's probably 13 or right around
yeah,
there.
it is 13.
Because you're non-caster, so usually they don't have.
And where are you casting it from?
Casting it from myself in just a 20-foot square on top of the thing that the spell is emanating from.
The
I don't know if that'll work, though.
range is...
120 feet.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. Okay.
I think silence gets a saving throw.
Yeah, it doesn't. But he's targeting it specifically.
That is
Well, I mean,
sweet.
I was
He's
trying to blanket it.
He's selecting a space, right? Okay, that's fine. Yep,
I
silence.
better get that spell. That's sweet.
Problem is it doesn't move, so if the guy just moves forward 20 feet, he's out of it.
Yeah,
That's the
but
problem,
it doesn't
silence.
seem to
Can't
move.
That's why I checked first.
Oh, I can't cast silence. Son of a bitch.
I've already prepared that spell.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even have that on my list. Spell
Okay.
list. Because I'm a druid, so.
That's the first time I've ever been able to use it in combat. Yay!
Perfectly
That's
cool.
awesome.
Schlesh.
Okay. Did Schlesh see the whole control room with the gears and the thing turning?
You mean this?
Basically, he was there, but did he see like the whole? Did he notice that he turned these thingies and things happen?
No, nothing happened to the valves on the sides. If you're talking about those, it's hands.
No, in the control room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you would have.
Okay. He notices that his attacks are doing squats, so he's going to go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's going to use his action to turn the valve and see what happens.
Okay, it can be turned left or right. Your choice.
Let's go right first.
Okay, you turn it right, and you feel like you're tightening the valve. When you do so, you feel the temperature around you start to cool.
I like
it's
that.
not hot. And it seems to be tightened to a point very quickly to where it's shut. Like one turn to the right sets it where it's going to be tightened closed.
All right, it's gonna. Okay, good.
All right? You don't know what that means yet, but it's better condition-wise. All right, Uru. You can't hear
I'm
yourself
going-
think.
Yeah, I'm gonna rage very quietly, and I'm gonna walk up and hit this thing.
Okay.
For
You
those, that was great.
bring the blade in, and as you're doing so, you can see it start to slow its pace, and it taps against the shield and is knocked back and away. It seems like something is supernaturally stopping you from moving too fast towards it. Very strange. Both attacks miss.
Son of a bitch.
Farron.
All right, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, as a bonus action, going to point at Uru and cast Balm of the Summer Court, which would give him, I'll click it, it'll say how many hit points. So he gets 10 hit points, and he also gets 3 temporary hit points. So that's something, right? Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to click it again. But then what I would do is I would cast Ice Knife. I better check the range. I might have to move forward on this. Let me click it to check the range, and this will count.
It deals
but-
cold damage.
Yeah, it cold.
Go ahead and just don't worry about it.
also
It's not worth your time.
It does magical piercing damage, I think, too. So it's like he'll take that because it's magic. But
So,
Ice Knife.
A quick note: if a spell says it does like a type of damage, it's not automatically assumed to be magic piercing or magic bludgeoning.
Oh,
It specifically has to state that it does that. That's why. Yeah, that's why like spells like what's it called? Shalalag. There's other spells.
It specifically says it makes it no magic. All right.
No,
magic damage.
It literally makes the weapon into a magic weapon.
Right, makes it
Right.
a weapon.
Hold on a second.
But when you cast a spell, the spell is magic, so therefore it does magic damage.
That's what I always thought. At least it's only 1d10, but man, you know what? I meant to click it.
It
as
ignores the
level
cold.
3.
That's one portion of it. So we'll go
Right.
from there.
But it would do a 1d10 piercing damage. But anyways, I didn't even click it. I meant to click it at 3rd level. It's showing up on mine at the bottom there. But for some reason, it didn't ask me what level I wanted to do it. Maybe it's set up to only do level 1. That's really weird.
On a hit, the target takes
No, it says
1d10
as
piercing.
1.
Yeah, but I mean, it didn't ask me. Usually, when you click a spell, that could
Yeah,
be
that is weird.
like you have to have it on the spell, and in the spell macro or whatever, it has to give you the opportunity to do it. So maybe you can't cast it at a higher level. I've never done that before.
Cast any spells at a higher level. It might not do anything as a higher level.
Roll a roll a d10.
All right, I am rolling d10. Oh, that's right, because
It's not macroed in.
all right, yeah, I'll click it right here. Boom.
Yeah.
2. That's ridiculous.
That's fine. I can pretty much ignore that anyway. It's not a big deal.
All right.
Okay.
This is getting bad. All right. I'm disappointed in that, but oh well. Oh, the range was 60 feet, so I would have had to move up to be at least within 60 feet of it. So let me do that. If I'm not already, I don't think I am.
70 feet.
Okay, I'll move up a couple 10 feet then. Wait, maybe no, I don't want to move there. Maybe I'll move right here.
Yeah. So I just read ruling on it. The spell description only states piercing damage, and it's the object created by the spell that does the damage rather than the spell directly. Thus, it is non-magical damage. It is a spell.
Bummer.
It's being created by a spell using a melee spell attack to hit, and the spell damage increases with level. Thus, it's magical damage. The spell description only states piercing damage. It's referring to this RPG stack exchange. I don't even know what that is. It's the first thing I looked up on Google.
That's all right though. That's fine. I didn't know it, but now I do. So
Okay.
Go kill it, people. I'll keep you alive by healing you.
That's fair. It would have been 2 damage. Who cares? Dugat.
As he walks up, you notice that he starts speaking in Infernal, and basically he starts talking in first person of whatever the guy's name is that cursed him.
And then you stop hearing him entirely because he's silenced. Yep.
It's only 20 feet radius.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty good amount of space in front of him.
Okay.
What?
There's
Okay,
a
whatever. I'm gonna hit him. I'm trying to make it cinematic. I'm just gonna hit him. I'm raging. I'm gonna
But
swing twice.
someone made it a silent movie, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's all black and
okay.
white
Well,
when you step in, and now go ahead and make your attack. You're raging, you said?
yes, I raged.
Ooh, I can't wait. Okay. That'll hit.
And
and
I'm
that'll hit.
also, when I do that, I'm going to use Orcish Fury as well.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Classic Dugat.
You can do better than that.
I know. I can only use it
Totally
once
lying.
around, though, so it's done. Actually, can I use my inspiration to redo that? Or does that not work like that?
No, that's not how that works at all.
Okay, cool.
All right, it goes to it. It's going to go ahead and make its attacks. I'm going to take my 2 attacks on Dugat. Actually, to start, I need the 2 of you. This is a effect that does not require any verbal components. It's just an effect from the creature. Go ahead and make Wisdom saving throws.
Well,
That time distortion effect that kept on stopping and slowing attacks seems to just pulse from it. Dugat, you feel like inhibited and slowed in your rage. You can see the effects therein. Both of you failed your save. It should be, I don't know why it's saying it's a DC 13. It should be a DC 17, as it says in the text, not on the thing. That's really strange. That's actually its action. So it's done. Then it'll take a legendary action immediately after. Actually, it will not take a legendary action after.
Yay!
Because it's
I did something useful.
can't use verbal components. Aaron.
Yay!
That's such a handy spell. Why
That
have I
was
not
awesome.
used it so far? I will shoot at it without Hunter's Mark because my concentration is on silence.
And my dogs are gone since you killed them last
Oh.
turn, right? They don't exist.
Yeah, they're gone. They're super dead.
Okay, cool.
I apologize. The start of the round, lair action. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw. Sorry.
Come on. I
Okay.
can't save.
So the DC on the lair action is only 13, so it looks like everybody passed.
Oh,
And
yay.
it's 2d6 if you fail, it's nothing if you don't. So good deal. Airmill, you were shooting me. 17 will hit. Hold on a second. See, now I have to go. I have to go through each of these spells and find out the components before. Yep. Okay. Which is annoying me, but that's fine.
Oh, you poor baby.
Sorry.
Don't you
Yeah.
dare mock at me. I'll kill you, fish man. Hit and hit. So 19. Plus 4.
23. Yep.
Did you really want me to start making a scary character? I can if you want.
I'm already afraid of the fish. Please don't. Schlesh.
All right. You said that this gear is like fully turned.
It's tightened. It's closed. Correct.
Okay. Then I'm going to take a dash action and go. Let's see how far 60 feet is. So I have to measure it. There. I go here and I flip off the dwarf as I finish my action. My turn.
Okay. It doesn't hear you. You're gonna have to turn it. You're gonna have to turn
I
it.
didn't,
You're gonna have to
I
turn it
didn't
up
say
for
it.
him. You're gonna have to turn it up for him. You gotta turn.
I flip him off.
No, I'm saying like you gotta look at me. Look at me. You gotta turn it up for him. You gotta turn it up. Uru.
I am going to recklessly attack once with my longsword.
I like reckless attacks. Oh, that'll hit for 9 damage.
Does it seem to be doing anything?
It seems to be pulsing with heat a bit more than it did before. Yeah, there are a lot of cuts and jags into it, and its shield seems to have cracks through it. The arcane energy seems to be breaking. You have a second attack? And you can't attack recklessly once.
I don't have a second attack because I'm currently really slow.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Cool. At the end of your turn, I believe you get a save against it.
Way to be honest.
Yeah, that's good.
How is that wisdom save?
Yeah, DC 17, so fail. And then it goes to Farron.
All right. Well,
Well, I've been really messing with Kevin over here. Every time he casts a spell, it's like, oh,
Doesn't work.
you did bludgeoning. Oh, you did.
right.
Really giving him the
I'm-
old. You don't get to do nothing.
To move. Oops. I'm gonna move down closer to it because I'm crazy like that. And then first, I can move a total of 40 normally.
Mhm.
So, actually, maybe I'll just move 40 then. Might be a good idea. So I'll move down here 40. Who all between Dugat, Yuru, and Shalish? Who are all of those three are hurt?
Slash has yet to be hit.
I'm
Alright.
down 14 points, but I'm still okay, man.
That's Dugat.
Yes,
Alright, I'll
sir.
do it I'll do it anyways. I'm gonna cast because it's a bonus action. You'll get 3 temporary hit points, and then I'll click how many you'll get. This is the boon of the summer court, so this is like a fey thing. So like, you feel summer breeze. Oh man, that's a horrible roll.
Fine.
But it's 6, and then you also get 3 temp, and then that's a bonus action. So I guess I could move again. No, I don't really want to get that much closer to it.
Okay.
I could cast something though as an action, like a regular thing. That was a bonus action.
Mhm.
So I will cast something.
Well, you
I'm gonna
cast.
try to cast fairy fire on
Make
it
a
to make
make
it
a
so
perception
that-
check. I'm not going to be that guy, but make a perception check.
All right. I know that the
You're in
things
a
are not working.
You're in a zone of silence, so you might want to back up a bit before you cast it.
Oh wait,
if
is
it
this
has-
zone of silence that big?
Within 20 feet of it, yeah, it's
That's a 20-foot square.
basically
Oh, I'll back
20
up
foot.
then to do it.
It's a 20-foot square, not a 20-foot radius.
I'm pretty sure it was a 20-foot square.
Click it
Oh, a
again.
20-foot square would not be very much then.
I thought it was
That would-
radius.
Let me
Click
check.
it again.
No sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius. You're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Radius.
you're right.
it's
So am I out of it now, or do I
No,
have to
yeah,
go-
you're out of it
Oh,
now.
Okay, so I will cast fairy fire because I want to give them like advantage to attack. But first, I believe it has to fail something like a save, dex
Oh,
save,
cool.
16 dex save.
Yeah. So I have advantage on all dexterity saving throws,
No, well, that's good.
and
And magic resistance.
dexterity is not my high strong suit, but we'll give it a go. 17 works though.
Bummer. It does. Son of a gun. This thing is very magic resistant.
It is that. That is true. Dugat.
It's-
I'm gonna swing,
The silent rage continues. That'll hit.
and then I'm gonna do my wisdom save.
And you will,
Speed up.
because you have advantage on saving throws against spells, right?
Everything, yeah.
No,
Spells and traps.
Click that thing again. I think it's only if they take damage.
Which one is it? Danger sense.
Dex-
Spells.
dexterity saving throws. This isn't a dex save.
Darn.
All right, it'll go to it.
Okay, did I pass or not?
You did not.
I thought you said it was a 13.
17 for the slow effect.
Oh wow.
17.
Okay.
Darn it.
It seems like it's starting to kind of like heal itself. You've noticed that every turn it's taken, it's seemed to have healed itself.
Burn it.
It's going to go ahead and take its attacks. Uru attacked recklessly, so that's going to be my target. 16.
Nope.
I have a +9 to these attacks. I'm really.
I know. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
All right.
Oh man.
Airmill.
I'll just continue to shoot it from back here.
Yeah, shoot it. Nice. A 30. Holy crap.
Yeah, that'll hit.
An elf that shoots a dwarf bow. That's really weird.
12, 22. Okay.
I got it here.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. Back up. At the beginning of your turn, or at the beginning of the initiative round Blair action, everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Con saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh no.
DC is 14 this time.
Bummer.
no.
Airmill, you're going to take...
What happens?
Backpack.
If this is something.
Airmill
that
and
causes-
Farron, you're both going to take 3 points of fire damage. Airmill, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw to test against concentration.
No, I did not touch
Success.
bedroom.
So you still have your concentration on silence.
Yay.
And
Good job.
then you shot, and then it goes to Shlesh.
All right. I'm gonna go over here and
Ooh, Why did
activate
it
this
say
thing.
3?
You run over, and you're turning it to the right as well?
Yeah, same way as I turned the other one.
Okay. The temperature next to you has grown increasingly cooler. You feel like the source of the pulsing from the lair was these furnaces, and you don't think that it's going to do it any longer. You're pretty sure you cut off its burning sensation. You'd also notice that the two doors rather, not the two doors, to the sides of it open up. Correct.
The other ones. These ones. Oh.
The first ones. And behind them, you can see that there are 2 more valves.
Ooh. Lots of valves.
All right.
Do you want to move anymore?
Okay, go.
Okay.
Use an object interaction and I move at full speed.
It's like
Yeah.
when you were back in the aquarium with all the valves.
Uru.
Rinse and repeat, I always say, and I will attack recklessly as well once.
Okay. That'll
Wow.
hit.
Oh, it's reckless. All right.
And 10 damage. And you're still slow. Alright. Farron.
All right, this thing's pissing me off. So I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my staff and move forward and just attack it. I want to move over to here, though. Actually, I guess I have enough movement to move there. 40. Wait, maybe not. I think I can make it, yeah.
And to attack.
So I will attack. Let's see. This is with Shillelagh added. But it won't do the poison damage because it's not turned on. I hit, though.
Okay. 6 damage.
No, yeah, and it would be. Actually, I think it would be bludgeoning damage. Actually, because it's a
It's
staff.
magical.
Or is it magical? Because
You
it's
should
piercing,
because you shillelagh'd it.
Yeah, I shillelaghed it.
It makes it a magical weapon.
Sweet. All right.
And
So magical bludgeoning damage from a magical spell is not magical enough.
No. The magic of the spell does not create magical rocks. It creates rocks, and then the rocks hit. The magic is the creating of rocks. It's not, now there's super magic rocks. There's a spell called Magic Stone, which creates rocks, which are also magic. There's a spell Shillelagh, which makes a stick into a magic weapon. When you cast a spell like Sleet Storm, it doesn't create magical hail. It creates hail. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Where did you see this? I'm
I
curious.
just typed in Google, is piercing damage from a spell considered magical? And the very first response was from a site called rpg.stackexchange.com. And it basically summed up what I've been telling you. That's what I've gone with for
All right.
now. I'll look it up
We're
more
gonna
later.
kill this thing.
You're certainly not having any problem besides.
Right. No biggie.
So, Farron, swing hit, good solid hit. Dugat, you're up.
All right. Speed it up. I mean, beat it up.
Okay, and then my wisdom.
Yeah. Hold on.
Nice.
When you hit it with that attack, the machine portions seem to kind of linger and stop, and the radiant light stops glowing, except for the center portion around the dwarf. The dwarf is still glowing.
Interesting.
All right. And then after you hack it, you save, and you start to speed up a bit. The second you do, you see the machine start to kind of bubble back up to life, as if like they regenerated. It doesn't look like the dwarf's form has changed at all throughout the combat, though. Other than his eyes are open and he looks really annoyed. He's probably silently cursing to himself.
Silently.
It's going to go ahead and take its turn to smash Uru. I have advantage on these attacks. Oh my god. Does a 17 hit?
No,
You've been Uru.
I have a shield.
Alright.
You've been Jeremied.
Hold on a second.
What, are you going to roll again to see if it will be better? Just for the fun of it?
No, I'm just going to check what my options are
Oh.
for the next.
He's gonna make it say 20.
No, I'm going to.
Go on and edit it.
I'm
Hey,
gonna-
turn around. Oh, no.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
heat
that'd be
the heat
funny.
doesn't emanate, it doesn't pulse. Aramil, you're up.
Yay!
Kill it, Aramil. Actually, we can't say anything because we're in silent zone. Does that hit, Aramil?
God.
Well, the first one does, right?
Is it verbal
Yeah.
too, John?
All of them are verbal. I'm checking everything I can.
Hey, you found its one weakness, Aramil. You
You
like,
Yay!
totally nerfed this boss monster.
You shoot it and blast into it, and it kind of just drops back down. The dwarf still appears to be fine, though.
That's my turn.
John, I
We
gave you a nice
can't-
little link to Sage Advice.
I'm
if you
reading
want
it.
to-
We can't get closer to him to actually hit the dwarf,
Mm.
can we? Or are we still doing that? Does it?
Yeah, it's Jeremy Crawford. Why would it say it different as another place if he's already got a link, especially since this one's a newer link?
Hey, we'll check it out later.
It's fine.
Right? We got to keep going. We'll kill this thing eventually.
Go ahead, Schlesh.
Schlesh. All right, the gear thing has been working so well for me so far. I'm gonna pop over here, and I'm gonna turn it the same exact way.
Okay, so it tightens. It doesn't seem to have any effect on this one. Nothing seems to be changing or anything. No temperature changes or anything.
All right, and that's my turn.
Okay. And Uru.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on doing my barbarian thing.
Yeah, it's down, so don't even roll attacks if you're just slamming into it.
Oh,
Unless you're going to tell me something different about the way you're attacking it.
is that dwarf kind of looking towards me? I can't even say anything.
He's not even focused on you, really. No, he's just kind of staring around.
I'm gonna climb up onto him and get his attention, and I'm gonna try and signal to him to stop.
Okay.
I really don't know.
That's it then. Farron, you're up.
All right. Can you hear me now, Shalesh?
Yeah,
Eli?
I can
All
hear
right.
you.
I'm going to attack again because that's why I'm here. All right. I'm hoping I can crit it or something awesome. 14 does not hit, does it? Or does it?
No, it doesn't. Wait,
Does
yes,
not.
yep, no, it doesn't.
Oh, you're getting my hopes up, and then you're.
Oh, it might. No,
Dropping.
nope.
All right, then you know what? Maybe I should. I can't cast a spell because it's still silent, which is fine. All right, that's it. Actually, you know what I will do? I'm gonna change my thing here a little bit. I'm gonna move, but the next person can go. I'm just gonna move around so he can't attack me because I'm still next to him.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna walk right around the side of him.
Okay,
Maybe right about there. There we go.
cool.
Just a bob and weave, like a prize fighter. You know?
Gotcha. Do go.
Can we move up and actually attack the dwarf itself, or is that what we're
If
doing?
you want to crawl up onto it, yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check, and then you can make an attack.
Swim right up to
You
him.
jump up there and climb up to the dwarf, and you bring your axe in. Go ahead and make 2 attacks with advantage. Yeah, you start slashing into this old, gnarled dwarf that's hanging in its space. The
And
first
I'm freaking out.
the first cut tears into his flesh, and you can just see this putrid, like dark blood start splashing inside of the golem. The color of the glowing radiance starts to fade away, and you just see like this strange bowl of metal, kind of slightly glowing after the first attack. And it seems that his body, like the whole of his spine, is kind of set in kind of a weird, gnarled-looking metal hand that seems to be inserting its fingers into parts of his spine.
He's a puppet.
You swing with the second attack and cut him clean in half. The lower half of his body disconnects from the hand. The top portion of his hand top portion of his body kind of just hangs on the hand.
Nice.
Everything goes dark, except for the pits that are still kind of slightly glowing. Okay. We can drop out of initiative. It's perfectly fine.
I'm producing flames so I can see if it's getting dark.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
And Schlesh, if you
I
go,
don't like Farron.
are you going to the last of them?
Yeah, I know.
Turning the.
Yeah,
John?
sure, why not?
Can I clarify something real quick?
Sure.
Aren't I supposed to try to stay in raging, or do I?
How long does the rage last?
Minute.
You've taken 4 attacks, so you have 6 more turns. Yeah, let's go ahead and everybody roll initiative again. Sorry.
Uh-oh. I swear. If you attack us... Oh, crap. I'm going to go first.
Just so you know, so far I just killed the guy. I haven't
No.
done anything yet.
Hold on.
Oh, that's true.
Hold on.
I wouldn't know
Farron,
anything like
Farron,
that.
you're not really paying attention. Aramil, you still have silence up. Can't really hear what's going on. You can see the situation. You probably haven't had reports with Dugat and his current nature. Do you do anything or special?
No, I mean we just downed the guy.
Yeah, you killed him.
Yeah, nothing as
Okay.
of now.
Yeah.
Dugat, you're in jumping distance. Uru kind of came up. No, he didn't do anything on his turn.
I came up there
Okay.
to tell the dwarf to stop.
All right, Uru's right up there with you. Go ahead and take 2
Um,
attacks against him, please.
yep.
Oh, no.
You're recklessly attacking, so you have advantage.
Holy crap. He's going to wreck
Go
you.
ahead and do 38 points of damage to Uru,
Jeez.
who would not be raging because he was talking last turn.
Sorry, guys. Curse.
Yep, perfectly
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it happens, but it's not good.
Schlesh, you would have already moved to the other one on the other side that last turn because you were faster than them. But now on this
Yeah,
turn,
get over
you would be
here.
on the other side and you can see what's going on. It looks like one of the half-orc barbarians is assaulting the other half-orc barbarian.
Wait, what?
He was hungry. He wants some food.
Dugat just cut Uru.
No. Flesh is saying, what?
Oh, okay. He doesn't know what's going on.
Flesh backs out over here, pulls out his long bow, and ready in action. If one of the barbarians passes Farron and heads toward him, he's going to shoot him in the face.
Deal. And Uru, your response to...
Uru's gonna rage, and then he is going to attempt to knock this guy prone.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage, and then go ahead and make an athletics check to contest with advantage. Oh. All right.
Gosh.
As Uru kind of gets slashed down and kind of gets down, you can hear him go, "Ooh," and he kind of like leans in and grabs Dugat by his legs, and with a very martial technique, lifts Dugat up. Dugat kind of spirals around and falls into the bowl of the dwarf golem construct, falling about 10 feet into the pit. You are currently raging, so you'll take half of this damage, but it's falling damage. You take no damage.
Oh, ouch.
I feel like you might have taken damage, but
So
then you didn't.
he's in a pit.
But you are inside of the golem now. All right,
No, he's going to...
Farron, the half-orcs are fighting.
Is there a door though? Like I still got actions.
This
Oh,
is like...
it's like into the golem? No,
Yeah,
you,
you said he fell into it. I got actions. I'm just figuring out what I might want to do. Like if there's a door, like close it and like jam it shut.
no. No, not so much. If it had a shield that I could have covered the dwarf up with, don't you think it would have closed that door a while ago?
Yeah, dang it. Like, is he's down inside of it?
About 10 feet.
Keep my rage, I gotta attack. Yeah, he would have shoved him in there
Shove,
and then begun to
shove counts.
left away.
Shove's
Yeah,
an
he just
attack.
walks. Yeah, I would probably walk away, be pissed off.
Okay. Aramil, you see the half-orcs fighting.
No, actually, he skipped by
Farron,
accident.
alright, fine.
All right. So could I see the barbarian Dugat like laying on the ground? Like, is he within eyesight?
No, not at all. He's 10 feet inside of the golem.
If I were to move,
He is 10 feet inside of a golem
would I
that
have an
is
advantage?
at floor level, so you'd have to
Oh.
go up 10 feet and then down to look at him.
Oh, okay. Forget that then. I will move over here. I'll still be within 20 feet. Actually, I can move over here as part of my move, and then I will touch Uru and give him the. Actually, I'll just give him. Well, I can't cast a spell because he's too close, right?
You're
Son of
still in a
bitch.
silence, yeah.
Right. Well, then what I'll have to do then is I'll have to use. I have an ability that's just a bonus action. That Boon of Ionis. He'll heal. Oh, that's an action. Okay. Well, I moved. I can do an action, but it does. I don't think it requires any verbal components because it's like a boon.
Yeah, it
It
does.
does. It doesn't. All right. Good. Then I will click that on him and heal him because he kind of got chopped. He's kind of raging right now, right?
Mhm.
So he probably would be like, "What the hell?" But I'll do it anyways. It's for his own good. All right, I gotta find it on my thing. There you go. Boom. You're gonna heal
Sure.
some hit points. 17.
Um,
And I'm gonna move back a little bit further because I
Cut
don't
out.
want to brothers fight. You know. Oh,
Gotcha.
can you hear me now?
Yep.
I was gonna say it's like when your big brothers
away.
fight, you want to just back up and get the hell away from them.
Aramil, you rolled a wisdom check. I don't know what that was for, but I assume it was to...
Personal.
Are you trying to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, trying to decide how much I know about barbarians.
You know Dugat's an asshole.
Exactly what I know.
What do you want to do on your turn?
Oh, well, I will launch an arrow at Dugat.
He's currently inside of a golem in a 10-foot
Oh,
pit in the
okay.
golem.
All right, my bad. Then I will sit here and notch an arrow in that direction.
Ready in action to shoot Dugat if he comes visible? Or just chilling?
Just chilling.
Dugat, you're immediately compelled to make an athletics check to jump out of that pit. You have little trouble doing so. And you can feel free to make 2 attacks as you jump spiral down onto Dugat. I'm sorry, Uru. Oh man, I just get your names mixed up. That'll hit and that'll crit. So take a total of 8 plus 34. So that much.
Ooh. 40? 30? No. Yeah, 40.
You still standing?
No.
Divided in half still, right?
No, because it's a
He
magical
just
weapon.
continues to keep smoking more
Oh,
and
wait,
more
no.
out of his mouth.
Rage. Does Rage care?
Rage does not.
Rage just says slashing and piercing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to start taking away that non-magical attacks made with adamantium. I'm just going to say all of it. Forget that. It's dumb ruling. Don't like it. Okay, so yeah, you take some damage. Slush. They still fighting, but he's not moving closer to you.
I saw Farron heal the green one and not heal the pink one.
Right.
And so I figure the pink one is the one that's doing bad, so I'm going to shoot the pink one.
Okay.
Aramil did drop concentration, by the way.
Sure. So it's noisy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hit and hit because he's attacking recklessly. So 4 and 4 because he's the DM. So 8 points of damage there, Chody.
Bit of shield bash again.
Contested athletics, go.
That's not good.
No.
17's alright.
Oh,
So it'll probably beat it.
Yeah, they're raging. They both get advantage. So Chody, throw in athletics. You knock him down again. He's on the floor this time.
I then want to attempt to grapple him.
Okay. You're going to get down on the ground. All right. Go ahead and make a contested athletics again. Chody. Yeah. Chody pushes you off of him. You still have an attack.
I'm gonna kick him in the face then.
All right.
With my punch attack, just for ease.
I'm going to kick him with my fist. That'll hit. Take 2 points of damage, Chody, as it gives you a punch. Farron, this is getting kind of serious.
Is Uru raging?
Yeah.
So shouldn't he get the +2 damage?
Oh, so yeah, for fist attack, I guess that would, yeah. I just didn't have it noted there. So half of 2 is 1, so 3 damage, Chody.
Got it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do the thing I really love to do on Dugat. Guess what it is?
Sleep.
Cast hold person.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving.
Oh, you guy!
Make a wisdom
That's
saving
my
throw.
favorite one against you when you do that. It's a 16 wisdom, so that should not be something you're good at.
Shouldn't. He failed.
Yay! I held him again. Now we can tie him up or do whatever we want.
He locks
This is
up
great.
underneath you, Uru.
I have that spell just for you now, Dugat.
All right.
Just plain dead. Kill him like a possum.
No, we're not killing anybody. We're gonna tie him up. When he calms down, he's fine. It's just when he gets all hyped up, he acts crazy. So.
Aramil's been waiting for this for a while.
Well, we run up quickly and start tying him up, and it's too bad we don't have manacles. Maybe we should carry him around when we go on a group with him, because he's not gonna be able to break them, but rope he could break. So we're just gonna have to tie a whole bunch of rope all the way around him. It's gonna be crazy. All right, so we're gonna have a lot of fun tying him up. There's a tie-up montage.
Okay. When Schlesh turned the knob, it was kind of ignored, and it was also in a kind of a silence effect. But 2 doors appeared open behind the maker's frame. As you guys are kind of winding down and tying up Dugat, you would see that those 2 doors are open.
I would also have retrieved Celia from Aramil at this point.
Make a Arcana check for me there, Chief.
Which
Who?
one is chief?
That would be Uru. He's the guy.
Uru's the chief.
He's the boss. Yeah. You're pretty sure that if you move that top portion of the body, you might be able to set the diamond in that hand, and she would place herself as the maker's frame.
Whoa, that may be bad though. What if there's programming that screws her up?
Do you mind handing me Celia there, Aramil? I want to try something.
Yeah, I do so.
Yeah, get over Aramel. I want you to help me tie up Dugat.
Kill Dugat? Alright.
No, tie him up. It'll make you feel happy if you're mad at him. You can tie him up tightly.
Chap, you're awesome. I heard kill. I keep hearing kill.
If you get the diamond and go up, remove the top portion of the dwarf and place it. The second you do, the fingers kind of move to kind of connect to it, and it starts to kind of glow with a bit of light. You see her appearance inside of it disappear. She vanishes out of the gem. And then you hear just a voice come out of the thing, and a bit of heat kind of emanates up out of the cauldrons when it speaks. And it's her voice. She says, "Interesting. This is definitely different than anything I've experienced before. The entire complex."
She just had her cherry popped.
You hear her go, "Watch this, Uru," and you see the door on the far end open, the one that you couldn't get open. Dugat's strength couldn't lift.
This is awesome. We have like a big, huge fort
And
now.
and then she goes, "Oh, this is even more interesting. Watch this." And you see the large door in the back, which is actually a series of segmented doors. They start to move, and they start to seem to play out a beat. And it sounds like a kind of an old Elvish tune as the doors go.
Awesome.
And then she slides them all open. And she goes,
Sounds like a Rammstein song.
"I can control this whole place, and I can detect everything within it. And I can move the automatons that are currently awakened within. This is very interesting. And if I were to create any more automatons, and you start to see the hand that attacked open up, and you can see that there's a. And she quickly shuts it, and she says, "No, I don't think anyone would willingly sacrifice themselves to be a servant. I didn't.
Look at Ducat.
There's a room I can't see, though, Uru. It's beyond. In the next chamber, you'll find the powering device for this chassis. The real power behind this. It's not the soul that drives this thing. There's an energy behind it. There's a door to the side, and beyond that I can't see what's beyond. The only thing that I can see is that it's marked. The door seems to be marked as the Professor."
The man behind the curtain.
And Marianne.
I'm just going to look to everyone and the DM. Do you guys want to go further?
I think it was just a little exploration, right? I'm all right with it if everybody else is.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys move to the next room. If you guys move past the thing.
Once I go one round, I completely come out of rage when I can't attack, and then I'm like, oh my, what happened? I get back into the very feminine tone again, and it's like, what happened?
Complete tonal shift.
Yeah.
You
True would have heard stories, I'm sure.
Schlesh, you see that there's a number of these pipes that are similar to the pipes that were connected to the valves you were turning. And from what it looks like, they're all connected to the bottom of this coffin, this strange coffin. The coffin has a viewing window where the head might be, and then kind of in the center portion, it looks like it has a valve of its own. If you pop yourself up on top of it, it feels kind of hot to the touch, but not like burning hot. And when you look inside of the valve, you see a dwarf, but the dwarf's beard and hair appear to be made out of flame, and it's still burning.
I see.
So
Guys?
it's alive?
It appears to be alive, yeah. It just seems to be in stasis.
Basically, it's a dwarven version of a fire genasi, I'm guessing.
No, it's what's known as an Azur, but out of character, your character wouldn't know that. But yeah, basically, kind of, sort of. They're fire dwarves.
Okay. I go back and I tell the guys, hey dude, there's a fire dwarf here.
Is that the professor?
Yeah, and I'm a...
She responds, no, that's the source of power for this device.
It looks like he's kind of stuck in there. You want to let him out, or do you want to have a really cool chamber?
I have one request. This has to do with Celia. Celia, do you think with your abilities of this place, you could make a body more suited to what you're used to first, and then we could maybe shut this place down after?
It would take some time, but I could try.
I looked at everyone. This is why I came here. It was to provide her with an opportunity to be a part of the camp once again, but with something maybe a little more accepted than a simple, one of those more simple automatons.
If you guys take a short rest, that would be enough time for her to do it.
Okay, yeah, we could definitely do that. We could barricade ourselves in here, but there might be some other stuff to find in some of these other
You don't
rooms.
need to barricade yourself at all, she says,
Oh,
as
okay.
the doors slam shut.
Ah, cool.
I'll keep you safe.
I will roll some
I
hit
got you.
dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys are resting, you see chains from the ceiling with parts on them start to descend down and drop parts and throw them about. You see her two hands kind of move up to the parts at the top and move to the sides. She dips these chain hands into the fire pits and kind of seems to be fashioning things. And over the course of that time, she seems to be building a very elegant, elvish-looking model of an elf, but out of metal and other bits.
So cool.
After a fashion, you see that she doesn't put the main chassis portion in the chest. Instead, she seems to put it where it, should go in the head. And finally, she gets to a point where she seems very satisfied with it. And you can see that it's very bare bones. It's very light, like a Mark One, but it's more fit like a person's body. It's not built like a robot. And she says to you, "Whenever you're ready, you can take me up, put me in to the head."
And I do that.
Okay, when you pull it out, the maker's body falls limp. All of the chains kind of stop rattling the way they were. The fires die down a lot, and you go over and you place it inside of the new thing. And she kind of, once it's set inside of her head, like there's this cavity where her head's at, she pulls from seemingly nowhere this mask that she must have made at some point, but you didn't see her do it. And it looks very much like what she looks like when you look at the crystal version of her. And she smiles, but it's like a ventriloquist's dummy kind of like strange grin, as like her mouth is segmented, and she says, "This will do."
I was going to make you something just like that if I had the time, and if she didn't leave, like, it would have worked out like exactly.
She immediately hugs you, and it's just a silent, cold metal hug.
There's a moment of hesitation before he like totally melts and pulls her in.
And she seems to just be thanking you silently for what you've given her here.
No, I got rid of the silence.
Yeah, he got rid of the silence. What does it sound like exactly?
What do you guys plan to do with the dwarf in the chassis on the other side?
Well,
Right, guys, before we go to the dwarf on the other side, you said the dwarf in this thing had like gems for eyes?
Yeah, 2 amethysts. They look like they're quite well cut.
oh, yeah, let's take them.
You can make a history check if you want to try and figure out how much they're worth.
Anyone who's smarter than Schlesh would like to try?
Take them back to Saoirse. She'll be able to figure out exactly how much they're worth. And if they're not worth much, she'll make them better.
Right. Yeah, she's a good gem cutter.
Mhm.
Would we find anything else if we did a quick examination of all the other rooms?
Yeah, there's nothing much more than that, other than the room that's beyond it, where the professor's located, and the room with the dwarf, the fire dwarf. Those are the only 2 rooms that you haven't touched throughout. There's a hallway that connects to another place, but it's locked, and you don't have the key.
Well, we would have to think of the best way to really destroy this thing so that nobody could use it again. Because otherwise, somebody could just come in here, like the sleeper could come in here, send an agent, and like get this thing up and operational again.
What if we let the guy in there out? Would you think that would stop
that
it?
would be a big help. You're right. Yeah, maybe we should just do that. What I'm thinking of is let him out, see what he's like, and maybe bring him back to the. I don't know about bringing him back to the camp, but I don't know. We would almost have to though, and then we could kind of keep him in solitude, see what he's like.
Are you going to try and let him out?
Guys,
Go to bed.
we do
What do you
that,
think, guys?
do we want to disable the automated thing right over here?
Everything is done.
Everything's yes. That thing's disarmed.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
disable it.
And okay, so the dwarf inside it did not have any controls. It was all done through that weird hand thing on his back.
So yeah,
right?
well, there was a dwarf that was connected to that weird hand thing. That dwarf was
So
cut
violently?
up by Dugat violently. The dwarf inside of the thing in the back, that's just some sort of power source.
Okay, before we take out the power source dwarf, the gemstone dwarf, why don't we break the hand? And so if the sleeper sends an agent here, even with a new power source, they can't use it. And it's
Yeah, so
breaking. We have barbarians. They're good at breaking things.
yeah.
You can smash it up. Celia would tell you how to break it exactly, how it can't be used again. That's a good idea. Leave the power source as it is instead of trying to move it, because who knows what'll happen.
Right. Good idea. That's why you're the smart fish.
But I just have one protest. I don't feel right leaving something like this. Everything has been a slave here. Know but what it'd be like to be a slave, like what these people have been through. If he's like this, we can't leave him like that.
Celia says, I don't think he'll survive if he's let out. When you let most of the people out of their automatons, you've noticed that they just continue on. He's alive, but if you let him out, he dies.
What do you all think? Do you think we should then let him find rest?
Can
Would
that-
Uru assume he's suffering at all, or just in a state of vegetation?
Stasis. What were you going to say, Eli?
I typed it up.
Okay. She can't now that she's made her body. She's not going to reconnect to the Maker. And you guys are
Right.
planning on breaking it anyways. She can't really talk to him. She would have if when she was connected, but she doesn't think there's any way that she can kind of talk to him at all. No.
Did she open the doors before she got into the body? Because she closed them.
Yeah, she opened them. All of the doors are open because you don't plan on staying here.
All right.
Let's put him to rest.
Okay. So put him to rest. That's one vote. Anybody else going to put him to rest?
Well,
Oh.
if it's gonna kill him if we take him out, then I don't really see a big deal about it. About Mercy killing him.
I got 2 votes for Mercy Kill.
Better to die than live
I
a
got
slave.
3 votes for Mercy Kill. That's more than
Yes.
5. Okay, so
Yeah.
Schlesh kind of moves over and turns the valve. As he does so, a bit of steam kind of emanates outwards, and as you can open the thing, it seems that the guy inside's flames just start to flicker out, and his body just becomes like ash and coal set inside instead of a blazing dwarf. You also hear a loud steam erupt from the room behind you as the furnaces seem to go dead completely. And almost instantaneously, the entirety of the floor just starts to become slick, coated over with slime and sludge. It seems like the only thing that was keeping the sleepers' creepiness from this place was the burning of the dwarf. There's still the door that leads to the professor. Do you want to enter into that?
Yeah, we should probably
Yeah.
check that out.
The door is open, and you enter into it. What you see in this chamber is it's about 30 feet by 30 feet, and there's a staircase to your left that leads up. It's about 50 feet tall, and about 20 feet above you, there is just a platform that's just kind of sitting out with 4 pillars holding it up, like a mezzanine. The steps lead up to it. All over the ground underneath the platform are broken porcelain masks. All different faces, just shattered and broken. You can hear what sounds like page turning from up in the mezzanine and a subtle grumble.
I would look over to Uru and say, Uru, I would say, do you want me to say something to that guy, or why don't you say something? I'm not really sure what to say.
Did the grumbling seem to be in Dwarvish?
It does.
I don't know Dwarvish.
Does anyone here speak what he's speaking?
Nope.
Yeah, I do. Trying to think
It
what to
just
say, don't.
it just sounds like grumbling of a scholar.
Oh, we thought maybe it sounded like a language. All right.
Uru's
Hermilla yell at him in Dwarvish.
Hello, Professor.
Who are you?
I'm Aramil. These are my friends.
Have you figured it out yet? Have you figured out why that's what they want?
No,
You have not discovered the riddle of the method?
I haven't. Enlighten me.
If I knew it, I wouldn't be still down here. Look at them.
There is no more method.
Look at them. Do you see them? Do you see the cost?
Yes.
As you kind of look down at the masks, as you assume that's what he's talking about, it almost looks like the faces are moving on the masks. Dwarvish faces, drow faces, Kuatoa faces, all of them broken and chipped, but all of them moving with agony.
The method is ended. There will be no more sacrifice.
You cannot stop the viziers. You think simply because you've stopped this place from operating, that the dead will not be forced to walk? Do you think that dwarvish family cares about their souls? They do not. Hide away in Ram's Head. Hide away in your tower, your castle. Hide away in your filthy library to some foul, false god. Does not matter. You cannot find them all. You cannot stop them all. The soulless rule Dighgrum. The real dwarves left years ago.
Not for long.
Forever and eternity. This place was built on the dead. What do you know about death? You have not finally solved the method? No one can. No one can solve the riddle. No one can understand the nature of it.
He looks back to the party. Yo, does anybody know the answer to the riddle?
What have you been talking about?
Yeah, I relay to them the conversation.
As you start speaking in common, you hear him yell back in common. It's impossible. What you seek. I do not know why you have come, Aramil, but I tell you this. Leave this place, or your face will join those below me.
It might be an upgrade.
Did he threaten you?
Aramil, make a perception check. You see one face rather close to the top of the heap, and as you kind of inspect it, you notice that the face that's sitting there is a face you know. The face is of a half-orc barbarian named Drung,
Yeah.
and there it sits.
The dwarves command these aberrations.
The dwarves. The dwarves squabble.
Viziers.
The viziers fight amongst themselves. They think themselves princes, they think themselves kings, they think themselves rulers. It matters not, their fight is petty. Their desires of the sleeper are nothing more than dreams. And in this place, dreams are owned by the sleeper. They're made by that thing. This nightmare will not end, and that pile will continue to stack up. So, Aramil, elf, I presume by your accent, I would say a wood elf from the northern areas, Deborah, possibly raised in the city of Stormloft by your slight hint of street tongue.
It matters not.
I would say this. Return back from where you came and leave this city.
This is the only way to Stormloft. I will not leave until a passage is safe.
Make it a waypoint then. Do not stay. And as he says that, you hear him like grumble, and then he throws something. You can kind of hear like a toss. You see the mask kind of descend down and hit the edge of the pile. It shatters a bit upon its hitting. And when you look at it, you see that the face on it is Dugat's.
Look back at Dugat. He's still tied up though.
Yep, I'm tied up.
He looks at Farron.
He waves because he can't tell what you guys are saying when you're talking.
No, we're talking common now.
Oh, you are? Okay, well, sweet. Then I can understand all that. Well, then what I would do is I'd be like, who exactly are these visors? Because we found a couple, entities that we think might be the visors, and they're fighting each other, and it's crazy stuff.
The necromancer. The vampire. The Lamia Queen.
The Llama Queen?
Lamia Queen.
Yeah.
Llama.
Llama.
Type
Definitely
of
llama.
like creature. Lamia Queen. Wow, that's all of them, or are there more?
The why is my brain not working? What's the ruler of a prison? Warden. The warden.
Jailer. Oh, the warden. Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
warden. Wow.
They're controlled by the sleeper.
They're not controlled by the sleeper.
They
Seems
control
like
the
most of them-
sleeper.
They do
No,
not
it seems like
control
most
the
of them
sleeper.
hated the sleeper.
They
But
fight,
they're not. Yeah.
and the price that they pay for control is what you see before you. Loved
Doesn't seem
one,
like they have control.
loved ones that you concern yourself with, and he tosses another mask down, and you see it hit, and it's Celia's face. Or people that you didn't know but could trust. And he tosses another mask down, it hits. This one shatters directly in half, but it's Clementine's face. People wounded and scarred by battle. He throws another face down, this one with slight horn protrusions. It smashes and it's Typhon's face. Or people who have not even seen yet that they are to die. And he throws another mask down and it hits and it's Stennon's face.
This is just lies. These are just lies. Some of them.
Another sleeper's trick.
The sleeper
And a
cannot-
man afraid. A man simply afraid. That's what I see here.
As you say that, you hear this kind of cold rush of wind come from the mezzanine, and the whole place becomes shrouded in shadows. And then from the edge of the mezzanine, looking down at you, is a dwarf. The dwarf's face is covered with a porcelain mask, and he's wearing shawl, like a hood and like a shawl, and he just seems to be covered with bandages underneath. And he looks down at you and he says, "I am no man. I am a dwarf. Men would not be able to survive this place.
That explains your fear.
I have no fear.
Seems like you do.
I have concern. For this solution to be found, study must be had."
And you think that your studies will end it?
I do not know. That is the only answer I can give you because it's the true answer. Do I hope that they will? Yes, I do hope that.
I know your answer and what you could find. You sit here in loneliness and captivity, but you have not seen what I've seen at this camp.
He grins, but you can't see his mouth grinning from behind the porcelain mask. And he kind of reaches into his cloak, pulls out a mask, and tosses it down. It breaks, and you see that it's the face of Joseph, the town guard. And he says, "I see all. I know all. And I'm not alone. They haunt my very dreams. Each one of them, each body that you now add to the pile, each mystery you now add to the method."
You
And-
watch and you linger here, you say. What good has that done you
You speak
these
to
hundreds of years?
You speak to me with arrogance when you yourself involved yourself in the practice. You brought back that tiefling, did you not? Or you've aided yourself with him, his returned form?
But at least he fights nobly. He doesn't look to destroy those weak and defenseless. He's a man of the saint as I am. We look for the betterment. You look to solve this method. When we're done here, it will be gone.
Good luck.
But you can linger as much as you like. And Ura's going to walk out.
Good luck. And you hear him drop, as you're walking away, you hear 5 masks hit the ground behind you. If anybody turns to look at them, you'll see that it's the 4 that haven't been dropped. And the last one is Varn's mask dropped.
What?
You guys leave.
4 that haven't been dropped.
Aramil, Farron,
Yeah.
Uru, and Schlesh, your faces are dropped in porcelain form onto the ground. As he says, we're going to go win the day. He basically just finalizes the equation. And then you guys leave, right?
I take my mask as a souvenir.
All right. You pick it up, and as you start to walk away, it starts to just crumble into just salt in your hands.
Just tricks. Just as we
Now we have salted fish.
You do. Okay, one last note. Experience real quick. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. 1750 for the session. And then one last note, and that you guys get to be the first beat in the set piece, the event. As you guys are leaving and heading back, you hear a very large just cacophony coming from the eastern side of the city. When you look in that direction, some hundreds and hundreds of feet, a mile or so away, you see 3 towers, and they should be completely shrouded in darkness. However, one of them is burning bright. The fire on the outskirts of the burst, this flame set at the top of this fire, is bright orange and red. But in the inner core of it, it's a deep blue in nature. You can see more of these spires now that you can see them because of the flame. And it looks like lower towards the bases of these spires, there are smaller towers that kind of just root around and about those spires. As you're kind of watching the flames, you see this very large explosion detonate out of the side of the spire, a violent explosion. The next thing that you see is a girl with bright red hair on a witch's broom flying away from the spire, and she seems to be being chased by what Schlesh would know as schisms with wings, and they seem to be chasing her quite quickly out towards the Bay of Dighgrum. As they kind of come up over the Bay of Dighgrum, you see these 2 large tentacles of shadow come up out of the bay and slam at her to smash her. And they look like they kind of knock her astride her broom. And she goes sailing off, the schisms still following her, descending down into the city. Just a little west, rather, of Ram's Head. And just a little east of where you presume Augez is located. And that is where we'll end the session. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream.
Aha!
And expect a write-up on the fall, by the way, of the girl.